Hello. Welcome back to Almighty Blues FC, a fan channel for all to see. Or yes, as things get closer to that big Champions League final, हमें पता है, especially Real Madrid or Liverpool fans. Let's be honest, there will be some nervous energy. जितना हम कॉन्फिडेंस दिखाए, थोड़ा सा nervous energy रहेगा दोनों ही sides में. और yes, of course, we are waiting for the panel. इसलिए हमने late किया by a few minutes. We are still waiting. They will be joining in a couple more minutes. लेकिन हाँ, we will be taking इतने सारे जो है chat में भाई. मैं सोचा ये तो नाइंसाफी हो जाएगी, आप लोग वेट कर रहे हो, मैं नहीं आऊं, तो सर्टनली आई हैव टू एड्रेस यू ऑल बिकॉज आई हैव टू अनाउंस समथिंग एज वेल. हाँ, मैंने देखा है चैट में ऑलरेडी पीपल माइट हैव फिगर इट आउट कि आज दिस टेलीकास्ट इज गोइंग टू बी ऑन बोथ द चैनल्स, हमारे ऑलमाइटी ब्लूज एफसी एज वेल एज ऑलमाइटी स्पोर्ट्स प्लस. तो यहाँ पर मैं technically I should be changing the layout, so let's actually change that because हाँ it kind of deserves it, right? तो ये कैसा रहेगा, I don't know, I've just changed it right now. लेकिन हाँ, it's about basically just getting to know कि यार दोनों ही चैनल्स में कितने फुटबॉल फॉलोअर्स है. तो आई थॉट आज देखते हैं दोनों ही चैनल्स में, और आई एम होपिंग इसे पता चलेगा कि दोनों चैनल्स में सब्सक्राइब हो कि नहीं हो. होपफुली दोनों ही चैनल्स में है, दोनों चैनल्स टैग्ड है नीचे, नॉट जस्ट अस, ऑफ कोर्स द पैनल वो भी टैग्ड है. प्लीज गिव देम अ फॉलो as they are joining, and let me big up yaar Matata United, big up. Yes, it's going to be a great stream, hopefully on Almighty Sports Plus जो आपको दिख रहा है layout. उस चैनल पे you get us to 3K. We have been kind of waiting for 3K for entire week, और होपफुली भाई चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल के पहले 3K हो जाए तो बढ़िया है. क्योंकि हाँ, उतना ही नहीं, फॉर पीपल आउट देयर जो देख रहे हैं अभी और क्रिकेट वॉचर्स, वी आर डूइंग, of course my team RCB are in that qualified too. तो आज शाम को we are doing, आज रात को rather, we are doing a second innings watch along with Manchester United review of the season. Talking about review of the season, Z भाई क्यों है, but a lot of DMs में मुझे भाई Z भाई is he representing Liverpool in this preview? नहीं, you know it. Again, big up to Dhenuka and Z bhai, both of them know the football inside out, so I don't think I need a reason to call them. लेकिन having said that यार, having seen so much of La Liga ना इतना closely as a rival fan at Real Madrid, I thought I'll get a great point of view, and that is why Zeeshan is also there, nevertheless. लेकिन हाँ, Harshvardhan, big up as well. Rahul Trivedi as well, double the fun. Like he's just confirming that जो मैंने बोला. Thank you for being there always. Yes, like I said, this was a panel, and that is why we were late. Like you see, दोनों channels में panel late. हाँ, तो यार जो भी यार join किया है, फटाफट यार like दबा दीजिए. Let's hit up the likes and let us get to basically 3.6K on Almighty Blues FC, 3K to Almighty Sports Plus as well in terms of subscribers. You won't be disappointed, trust me on that. बहुत सारा कंटेंट आ रहा है. और कल का जो प्रीव्यू देखा जिसी ने, we had a combined 11, और मैं फिर से आऊंगा with a panel as well. बट यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं. आई नो इट इज लिवरपूल वर्सेस रियल मैड्रिड, इट्स अबाउट द गेम टैक्टिक्स. कंबाइंड 11 का क्या ही तो है आप बोलोगे, लेकिन नहीं. आज यार काफी रियल मैड्रिड पर्सपेक्टिव मिलेगा विद धेनुका इन द हाउस. So I thought let me actually share this again और give you a quick recap जो हुआ था कल. ये हमारा combined 11 है. Again people comment करिए आप लोग क्या चेंज करोगे इस combined 11 में, और what will you go for particular position में. Let me know. ये रियल मैड्रिड और लिवरपूल का combined 11 है, ठीक है. तो आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पर everyone, this is what by the way, मेरा नहीं है चॉइस था, just alone it is me, निधि, नितिका and of course the chat थी. तो हम सब मिलकर ये combined 11 पिक किए थे कल. So let's see, as in if Zeeshan and Dhenuka kind of agrees with that or not. लेकिन absolutely, this is something that I am okay with. मतलब again, मैं comment देखना चाहूंगा इस पर to begin with, and put in your predictions, put in your score predictions to begin with, और हम आएंगे based on the discussion towards the end of the stream as well. लेकिन हाँ, Dhenuka OP, Zeeshan OP, they are on the way. Just 2 मिनट दीजिए, आ जाएंगे वो लोग. But anyway, we have started our discussion. Klopp be discussing tactics with his team. Yeah. Absolutely. Sankalp Sahu, thank you. Of course, Bail be like, I will do it myself. और अंकित भैया कैसे हो मानव, always great to have you भाई. मतलब क्या ही तो बोलूं मैं. This time Real Madrid will have to do it in one leg. और उन्होंने किया था भाई 2018 में, तो you can say they have done that recently as well. Sanket as well. Ninja Gaming in the house. Nice to see you, Ninja Gaming. Hello अंकित भैया. लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करें दोस्तों. आज करते हैं 4K. वाओ, ये तो यार 4K डायरेक्टली जंप कर रहे हैं. दैट इज व्हाट I think हमारे mods का भी है channel. Like let's be honest, everyone watching this channel belongs to you because you remember, like we kind of lost the channel, got it back, especially in Almighty Blues FC जो देख रहे हैं. But again, interesting यार, कितने लोग देख रहे हैं. आप लोग comment करिए यहाँ पर, interesting रहेगा. आप अगर comment करिएगा Almighty Blues FC और Almighty Sports Plus, I will get to know where you are watching, just to get me an idea. दोनों चैनल में लाइव दिख रहा है. एग्जैक्टली जानबूझ के क्या हो, विद मोर एक्सपेरिमेंटल बेसिस पे आज ही And of course, yeah, it's a Champions League final preview, so I had to do it kind of content चाहिए दोनों channel में, right? For that. Hello, Satvik. Always good. Hopefully, Real Madrid wins. Chelsea will bank 20 million. Oh, yes, ये तो भूल ही गया. What a point by Ujjwal. Great point. ये याद दिलाना उज्जवल बाद में वापस से डिस्कस करेंगे. And yes, by the way, like I said, always, if you want to get your questions before the panel comes, get in your questions. मैं start करके रखूंगा and I will take most of those questions. अगर मैं नहीं ले पाता हूँ हर कमेंट यार पहले से ही मैं अपोलोजाइज कर रहा हूँ. आई विल ट्राई एंड टेक कीप द चैट इन पॉजिटिव बैंटर. थोड़ा सा क्रॉस मत करिएगा लाइक, लेकिन डेफिनेटली बैंटर इज ऑन. हैविंग सेड दैट यार, अगर आपको प्रायोरिटाइज करना है अपने चैट्स और क्वेश्चंस, देयर इज अ वे ऑन ऑलमाइटी ब्लूज एफसी जहां पर हम मोनेटाइज्ड है, सो यू कैन गिव सुपर चैट्स अगर आप अफोर्ड कर सको तभी. जस्ट अ रिमाइंडर फॉर पीपल आउट देयर. एंड ऑफ कोर्स मैं देख रहा हूँ काफी लोग हैं, सो आई एम होपफुली लाइक्स बढ़ गए भाई. 75 लाइक्स हो गए होंगे अभी तक. Let's get it up to 75 lakhs likes in the next couple of minutes, right? RCB forever. हाँ, मिलते हैं भाई संकल्प रात को. पिछला साल इस टाइम exactly भाई, मैं रहा हूँ, आप रहे हो. As a Chelsea fan, it is like passing the baton. It is like passing the kind of crown. So it'll be really interesting what happens. But today, big game for us. Come on, RCB. Yes, absolutely. So यहाँ let me actually message the panel once again. I know that something urgent came up at Dhenuka's end and Zeeshan bhai's end as well. They will be here any moment, but let me just let them know that we are live. कोई नहीं. So meanwhile, let me continue with the comments. Big up to Sports Kappa by the way, bhai. People check out Sports Kappa. बहुत अच्छा channel है. Hemant bhai knows his stuff. And I'm waiting for the comments on the combined 11 जो दिख रहा है आपके स्क्रीन पर. जो कल था, आज नया combined 11 वापस से पिक करेंगे बेच दो पैनल chat. Don't worry about that. Yes, absolutely on Almighty Sport Plus, especially कल का प्रीव्यू बहुत ओपी था भाई हर्षवर्धन. थैंक यू. आज का और भी ओपी होगा होपफुली आपके कंट्रीब्यूशन से, बिकॉज द चैट जो करती है ना बवाल, दैट इज अ डिफरेंट लेवल. और मुझे मुश्किल होता है मैनेज करना काफी बार. तो यू गाइस कीप योर कूल एज वेल. मेंडी पहले ही कमेंट है कंबाइंड 11 में, दूसरा कमेंट टेक्निकली. और यस, मतलब भाई मेंडी मेरा रिकमेंडेशन था, वैसे बोल रहा हूँ. हाँ, तो आप मुझे गाली दे सकते हो फॉर टाइमिंग. Matip has been better than Van Dijk, only change. Okay, interesting. Hello, Ankit. Hello to Dugout Football Channel. Liverpool fan in the house. Yes, I know that we have had to kind of do a stream as well. Hopefully, we do that for you, for your sake. Maybe Liverpool wins, but I know Real Madrid fans wouldn't want it. So, Doug, big up. And Doug, very important coming month as well for you. I know that. So, people do check out the Dugout Football Channel. He knows this stuff, Douglas. That is right. I am feared about Diaz versus Carvajal. Your thoughts? अरे सुमिता, व्हाट अबाउट कार्वाहाल्स जो डायलॉग था, पता नहीं, he has come out with statement and big up by Real Madrid are also not behind at all, because talking about Carvajal and Real Madrid, we have our Real Madrid OP fan in the house. Hi यार, कैसे हो?
Hi, good.
Okay, so first of all, everyone Dhenuka OP in the chat. Like अभी तक तो सबको पता ही है. Let's have that, because Dhenuka has actually she has been to Spain, she has been to Madrid, to Santiago Bernabeu. She has actually witnessed the history being made. So Dhenuka, firstly, I've not got a chance to speak to you since then.
Yeah.
Please share your experience. I know you have over your videos, but I would like you to share your experience with our audience as well.
Yeah. So एकदम unexpected opportunity मिला मुझे from La Liga to go see a La Liga match. And this was the Real Betis Barcelona game. So we were hosted in Sevilla, क्योंकि that is the home of Real Betis. And क्या बोलूं, it was an amazing experience because I got to see the players train. I got to talk to some of the players, and then also pitch side seats the for the game, so there was no one except for the camera crew ahead of us. And we saw दोनों Barcelona and Real Betis के players दोनों side से हम लोगों को देखने को मिला, because we changed seats after half time. So really amazing experience. Xavi was like a few feet away from us. Actually, हमने एक detour ले लिया था. We were not supposed to be there, but our guide didn't know the route to the seats, right, to the pitch. So the guide actually took us the wrong way, and when we went there, like bang in front of us, suddenly we are like, wait, is that Xavi? And this person starts panicking, and they're like, please don't take photos, please don't take videos. We were like, no, that's fine. So
Okay,
yeah,
interesting,
but
interesting.
but he was
Wow.
discussing the strategy and whatnot with his crew before we actually went there. So it was really cool, amazing experience.
Great, great to hear. Obviously, like हम तो follow कर रहे थे, Bombay Penia and Dhenuka के social handles. And by the way, yeah, people, everyone watching, I know again दोनों ही channels में आज live है because it is a special stream. लेकिन हाँ, certainly everyone here, यार please go and give a follow to Bombay Penia. The kind of content जो आता है ना भाई, मतलब every day I'm like, something or other, comes up and great content. So, on Instagram, उनका Insta handle मैंने किया है tag if I remember right, or I've added the link as well, or Dhenuka as well. Like, come on, Dhenuka content over content. I think she's kind of already a content creator. I would say
No,
definitely
I
for
slack
me.
off. But yeah, do follow Bombay Penya for sure. And yeah,
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नहीं नहीं so certainly it feels great and of course यार we have discussed a lot like Dhenuka was there आप थे शायद chat में कल I remember और we were discussing the Liverpool perspective तो मैं सोचा आज एक तो Real Madrid perspective चाहिए it's not fair come on Real Madrid
right,
fans बोलेंगे नहीं यार
sure,
ये तो नाइंसाफी होगी like literally right
right, right,
लेकिन at the same time like I thought let me actually get in a neutral perspective as a rival with Zeeshan by is on the way so he'll be coming in
sure,
as well लेकिन it's a big final and not just a usual UCL final मतलब for me
yes,
getting even aiming that 14th UCL crown मतलब it's already so far for us but it's going to be real far if you kind of get it and same with Liverpool right दोनों ही मतलब 7
yes,
and 14 is like great kind of aim for sure
correct, yeah,
लेकिन going by the recent weeks of course Real Madrid had a fantastic for people who don't know like obviously we were at the receiving end getting that as in comeback of sorts that Real Madrid are probably synonym of आज के दिन में तो PSG Chelsea and of course Man City but then you had like kind of a break आप बोल सकते हो एक दो हफ्ते का
huh,
technically you can really say mentally it was a break right versus
it
Liverpool
was,
who
yeah,
went through a madness last
yeah,
weekend
yeah, yeah,
up and down
absolutely.
literally in minutes and I'm pretty sure आपने भी देखा है chat ने भी देखा है but again all the questions again go for the chat as well but what do you think like किस perspective से होगी Real Madrid it's about them getting that rest period maybe it will work in their
Correct.
favor or they will go on the front foot or they will still go their usual sense or Ancelotti will be on the back foot and then probably try and come back or if we are pretty sure वो एक tactic ही है अभी तक luck नहीं हो सकता come on let's be honest
नहीं वो टैक्टिक ही है एंड इफ यू सी आई थिंक इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द काइंड ऑफ टीम्स वी आर प्लेइंग राइट इसके
Hmm.
पहले मैन सिटी था सो एवरीवेयर वी हैव नॉट प्लेड अ टीम लाइक एन एथलेटिको और वन ऑफ द इटालियन टीम्स वी डू वी यू हैव टू प्ले अकॉर्डिंग टू योर राइवल सो अगेन आप लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट देख लो वो लोग भी अटैक ही करेंगे हेलो
Hi,
हेलो
Dhenuka.
जीशान भाई
Hi,
वेलकम
Ankit.
वेलकम
All good. जब जागो
अरे
तब सवेरा.
अरे brilliant brilliant everyone yeah Zeeshan by OPB ho jaye in the chat because yes quick word I know Dhenuka is like in middle of something like a quick word
no no that's
I have to say this because बहुत दिन हो गए Zeeshan by highway and he was the first Indian content creator who actually came to my channel so I have to definitely give him big ups for
अरे
that
अंकित भाई
and great
कोई
to have
बात
you
नहीं
always
यार ये सब कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. All very good यार.
नहीं
Good.
नहीं
Always a
definitely
pleasure to be here.
yeah.
अरे अरे same here so
Likewise,
Dhenuka yes please
likewise.
please continue करिए
Yeah,
Yeah,
आप
so
बोल रहे थे
sorry.
ना about
so
the
no
comeback
no no worries. So I was just saying ki it's also the kind of teams we have been playing and Liverpool is one of those teams again they will attack they do press really well so I think that kind of forces Carlo to adapt to that style of play right because you can't have otherwise how do you play so I think it's because more it is a tactic for sure but it's also the kind of teams we are playing that's forcing him to do that so as long as we
interesting
don't go to what we were doing against a PSG I think we're okay
Yeah, मतलब fair enough. मतलब वही जिशन में हम बात कर रहे थे about Real Madrid having this kind of a break. मतलब
Yeah.
they've been mentally kind of getting that break and now they are like all focused. Whereas Liverpool are going through जो भी कर रहे last दो हफ्तों में and then I know मतलब Klopp has gotten them to एक extra gear हमेशा मिलता है Klopp and team को right.
Yeah.
लेकिन what do you think like will it make a huge difference in this final जो considering जो हुआ in the past between these two sides?
Please do not care about what Madrid is doing in the past few games. They have won the league. They were taking it with very ease. आराम से last game सब उन्होंने अपने draw किए हैं. No extra pressure, no nothing. Players were enjoying. They were taking the feel of it. La Liga celebrate करना. There was absolutely no certainty कि they will go all out up till the very last fixture of the game. It's all right what they have done. I'm happy how they have approached till the very end of the season, and now they are in the finals, and everything would be on the pitch by Real Madrid team. No holding back. Do not worry. I believe ki whatever they have done, just halka halka, matches. Betis ke match tha. I think if Dhenuka, you can
That's the
remind me
last
last
one.
ke matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So all good. और ऊपर से बेटिस गिविंग देम द गार्ड ऑफ ऑनर एंड फिर वहां पे पलट के मड्रिड गिविंग देम द गार्ड ऑफ ऑनर. बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे देख के वो, द कोपा डेल रे विनर्स एंड द स्पेनिश ला लीगा विनर्स, बिकॉज एथलेटिको मड्रिड नहीं करती है ये. Simeone doesn't likes their players to do all of those things, but Madrid are gonna give everything on the pitch.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल मतलब we've seen with Ancelotti, right? Again, it's one of those years, ना? It's crazy to say it, लेकिन Mourinho winning his fifth European title. Ancelotti, I think, if I'm not wrong, fifth UCL final, Dhenuka, if I'm not wrong. I remember on
Fourth, I
Fourth.
think.
fourth है क्या? अच्छा, तो मतलब
नहीं
he
नहीं
is
नहीं.
right up there, man.
I think it's fifth. एक लॉस था उनका.
हाँ, एक
वो
लिवरपूल के साथ
लॉस
हारा
नहीं
है.
गिनो
against
तो.
loss
हाँ,
था.
फाइनल,
हाँ.
फाइनल विल बी
देखो,
फिफ्थ.
final.
वन
Dhenuka
लॉस.
है नहीं, हम मेरा लॉस को गिनते ही नहीं, मतलब we are Real Madrid, man. नहीं, definitely I hear you, Dhenuka जो बोल रही है, लेकिन यार I'm an Ancelotti fan. मतलब people know that I'm not a Real Madrid fan. I have to say that before people kind of come on me. I'm a neutral यहाँ पर. So, but at the same time, an Ancelotti you have to give to the guy. मतलब the way, and पूरा season में I think we have spoken with Dhenuka multiple occasions में, और वही है, coming back to the same thing. If basically he gets this one, come on, like, you have to kind of agree that Ancelotti is right up there, with the best managers out there ever. Like, you cannot kind of argue that, Dhenuka. Like, come
Yeah.
on, even for Real Madrid, I would say. I know Real Madrid had fantastic managers who
Yes.
achieved a lot. Like a Chelsea, there have been so many changes at Real Madrid, but Ancelotti has come back and again doing that. If kar deta hai, to I think he is right.
Yeah, no doubt about that at all. And यही है कि like, look, I also had reservations, and I wouldn't say that हम ऐसे ही चढ़ रहे थे उस पे, because at one point it did seem like he was very close to repeating the same things that he was doing that one time when we did lose, right? So and it was almost like वो सेम स्क्रिप्ट लिखा जा रहा है, और हमने कुछ सीखा नहीं पहले जो हुआ था. एंड टायरिंग पीपल डाउन, मॉड्रिच खेल नहीं पाया था बिकॉज ही वाज टायर्ड. इट वाज फॉलोइंग द सेम स्क्रिप्ट टू द टी. एंड cut to like this is a few years later, वो Modric अभी और भी he is older, so and so are like a few other players. So at that point वही था, but who knows, like post COVID, Carlo is like a changed guy as well. Like he started
I
making
think
those.
I think it's also that El Clasico. Yeah, you have to give it to the guy coming back after the El Clasico. I know उस समय injuries थे, Benzema wasn't fit, और Zeeshan भाई
हाँ.
like भाई मैं आया पहले 5 मिनट में तो याद दिला दिया क्या हुआ है. लेकिन come on, like I give credit in the guy. Let's be honest. Like coming back after that, it was humiliating for Real Madrid. Let's be honest. But
Yeah,
the way
and
he has
correct,
come
correct.
back.
So
Uh,
that was, I think, वो Clasico was a technical disaster class on every level. मतलब
yeah.
not just Carlos. I think Carlos was like the first, because you play players in a formation they've never played in, and there's utter chaos. But
Mm-hmm.
also, like the players also, like everybody has to take the blame for that. तो वो तो है ही. But मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि if you look at his like run in the UCL also, after a certain number of games, you see that he started realizing, okay, fine, I have to do these rotations. I have to give your Camavinga and Rodrigo and your Valverde more minutes. तो पहले से यही एक था कि start giving them minutes so that you don't experiment in a big game. That was the concern, right? Like if he had not done that,
Mm-hmm.
and I would have had zero confidence in Rodrigo, because, and you can't expect a Rodrigo. It's like someone said, right, Hazard to score. Now I can't expect Hazard to score because वो खेला ही नहीं है यार. तो no matter what he is, how do you expect him to score? So now imagine him doing that with 3 or 4 players, and we have no options. If you don't rotate, we have no options. But I don't know what happened to him post, like he got COVID, and then after that, if you see, he rested Asensio. He started giving Rodrigo minutes. He started giving Valverde minutes. Camavinga started getting more playing time. So all
Yeah.
of those things mattered, and you saw what a difference Rodrigo made. in the Champions League, and Camavinga made in the Champions League, which
Yeah,
मतलब
yeah.
directly वो
Actually, कल
कितने
वही
नहीं देता
बात
है,
हो रही थी
but
ना, निधि actually picked out Camavinga is the most dangerous, person that he's expecting. क्योंकि यार a midfielder who's kind of coming on and changing the game, or that is what Real
correct.
Madrid, teams in the past have done, or he
करेक्ट.
actually has that ability.
एंड
But
विद कार्लो मैं ये भी बोलूंगी कि लुक उनको ये टीम दिया गया है, मतलब इतना, दिस इज स्कोप इतना ही है, वी डोंट हैव मोर प्लेयर्स टू वर्क विद, एंड एट दिस पॉइंट वो कुछ हो नहीं सकता. सो आई थिंक ही हैज डिस्कवर्ड द बेस्ट सॉर्ट ऑफ tactic or fit that he can do with this team, and due credit for that, right? Like that's tactics, that's actually getting that out of the players at the UCL at such a big stage.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
also that's the mark of a good manager. So the credit
बिल्कुल
where
बिल्कुल
credit's due, obviously.
यार.
Yeah.
बाय वे यार, बिग अप यार, तो सादिक भाई ने एक पॉइंट बहुत ही बढ़िया बोला अबाउट कार्लो बीइंग दैट प्लेयर एज वेल, playing those finals as a player, or he was a great player
Yeah.
in his day. So you have to give it a there. लेकिन coming to Z भाई, like again, I'm not kind of reminding कि यार बारसा और चेल्सी जो है बैड सीजन हुए, we kind of are in the same boat. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
लेकिन because of the fact that you follow La Liga so closely, or Real Madrid, even that Super Cup, for instance, the way that they won that game, or the way they came back, जैसे हमने बात की, coming back and winning the trophy. On the other hand, जो opponent है Liverpool, they have like I discussed yesterday, it's about winning those penalty shootouts in a strange way. वो एक ज़्यादा मतलब adrenaline rush देता है, like yes man, we've done it, that kind of thing. जो cup competitions में Liverpool have been iffy under Klopp in the initial years. So now Carlo has won 2 trophies already this season, going for this his third trophy. In your sense, how will that be a difference maker in terms of a cup bhi jeete hai versus like Liverpool have just about kind of beaten, on the penalty shootout? So do you think Real Madrid have an advantage having won a league versus Liverpool who actually not won the league? I know, but just by a point.
No, I don't think so. That is where their advantage lies. I think that they would be much more confident now. They have won the league and they have won the Super Cup. But this is the Champions League. Real Madrid is a club who breeds Champions League. They
Yeah.
thrive on that. Absolutely no bullshit over here कि लीग जीत लें हम चैंपियंस लीग में we even if we lose it तो it's okay. नहीं, Madrid is a team जो कि कहेगी यार ठीक है लीग भी हो गई, चैंपियंस लीग भी हमें जीतना है. They are gonna go for 14th title. That's
Exactly.
like double of what AC Milan has. And yes, Sadiq Bhai ne bataya about that Carlo winning over there at AC Milan as a player and then as a manager, and then has already done it with Real Madrid. He knows this competition so well. वो बहुत ज़्यादा experienced है. Probably one of the most experienced managers managing around in the current time zone. Madrid के लिए advantage is that they have got the full squad. They know what they have to do. But my only concern is that Liverpool are not going to be very easy. Liverpool is the best team in world football, alongside with.
या मैं हंस रहा हूँ यार इस कमेंट को देख के, ये तो
क्या अबे
नहीं,
भाई,
काफी लोग मुझे डीएम किए यार, जी भाई क्या लिवरपूल का है ना शर्ट टी शर्ट पहन कर आएंगे क्या?
मैं तो पहनूंगा. मेरे पास पड़ी है. मैंने कल प्रीव्यू शूट किया इस मैच का एंड आई वाज लाइक क्या पहनूं यार, क्या पहनूं. मेरे पास मुझे लगा कि यार मैड्रिड की भी टी शर्ट पड़ी हुई है, मेरा दोस्त ने दिया, एंड लिवरपूल की पड़ी है. शुड आई वेयर दैट लिवरपूल वाली जर्सी? बट देन आई रियलाइज नहीं भाई,
यू आर माय ला लीगा एक्सपर्ट फॉर नाउ.
या सो नो बायस मेरे भाई. वैसे अगर बीइंग अ बारसा फैन, इट्स
You
नॉट
should
वेरी
be
इजी
like वो
फॉर
हम
अस.
साइंस के तरफ से है वाला थिंग, ओके? You should wear
हम
your
फुटबॉल की
फुटबॉल
तरफ
की
से
तरफ
धेनुका.
से.
या
वही.
एग्जैक्टली वही बात है. मतलब
गुड वन
being a Barca fan, it's very hard to see your rivals over here. But then मैं वो सब चीजों के बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं सोचता. I'm here to enjoy football because one team that deserves to be over here, it is Real Madrid and also Liverpool. So both of the teams are gonna go for it. Problem ये है कि how will Carlo look to approach this game? What if they are 1-0 down? What if Liverpool is 1-0 down? कैसे approach change होगा? Because match में there are moments. Football match is like a movie. कभी भी कुछ ना कुछ टर्न हो जाता है, कभी ना कोई
इसीलिए we love it, right? As in that's the thing, right? As in we cannot predict. Very
exactly.
difficult.
And we see the producers doing the changes right over there in front of us. It's not like a movie. मतलब movie with obviously it's pre-planned and everything, but you get to see the real emotion change on the pitch. The anguish turn into celebration, the anger turn into exuberations. Things like that happen. And with Klopp, with Carlo Ancelotti being much more experienced, Carlo, by the way, has won more UCLs than Sir Alex Ferguson, than Vicente Del Bosque, than Klopp and Pep
That is
combined.
telling. That is telling. Exactly.
Exactly, and
Superb, superb start.
he he has the experience. He knows ki
Hmm.
one-off games of what he has to do. But then again, look at the games that he has won. Both two-legged ties against PSG, against Chelsea, against Manchester City, and the games which he could easily have lost had it not been for those magical, chaotic 5, 10, 15 minutes of football. But this is Liverpool. They would be very aware of this. They would know ki uh, what a threat Real Madrid possess, and I have to see कि कैसे Liverpool इसको thought करेगी. Like Dhenuka was talking about that high press and gegen pressing method. They are not they're not gonna let Real Madrid breathe, and Madrid को उसी पे capitalize करना होगा.
Fair enough. और भाई यार मैं काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस को बेसिकली मार्क करके रख रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई नो जी बाय हैज टू गो टू अनदर पॉडकास्ट एज वेल मिडवे थ्रू लेकिन होपफुली यार हमें कवर करना मिले वी विल बी सर्टनली एड्रेसिंग दोस क्वेश्चंस एज मच एज पॉसिबल बट आई लाइक ऐसे यू कैन ऑलवेज प्रायोरिटाइज योर क्वेश्चंस ऑन ऑलमाइटी ब्लूज एफसी इसलिए मैं दोनों ही चांस में हूँ कि आई ट्राई एंड कवर बोथ but yeah again I'm looking at almost 150 people are watching over the two channels so let's hopefully have 150 likes at least right away on both the channels और हो जाए तो मस्त है और do not forget यार by chance आप टॉप फुटबॉल एचडी को नहीं करते हो तो please go and subscribe trust me on that and Bombay Penia as well give them a follow on Insta लेकिन हाँ Dhenuka I will ask this to Ziba as well but the fact that you were there very much talking to the people what's been happening in Spain etc so and this season mein you have to give to Spanish football. I think you can say. I think world football is kind of very competitive. I think this was the season where you had one representative from one of the major nations. Almost every nation had it. लेकिन Villarreal in the semis दिखा दी थी, and of course Real Madrid have done it. Where is Spanish football heading with the kind of transfer saga जो हम बात करने वाले towards the end of the stream जो हुआ है? But where is Spanish football heading? I know Messi moving out of Spanish football was a big deal. Trust me, it was. Again, Ziba knows more than anyone. Lekin, where do you think Spanish football? Is it time that Spanish football you can see कि वापस आ रहा है back to the glory days, or is it too early still?
So much honestly, na I think. Okay, so first of all, I don't want to. I know it's a forbidden word for all the Madridistas, and who the transfer of who that did not happen. The whole Tebas thing I think was a reaction to that, right? Because you would have had like this star player come play for La Liga, and that's where that whole sentiment came from. Because now you don't have him in La Liga, and given that Haaland's gone to Man City as well, look, from the business perspective, that's what they are going to think. They are not going to think of that's where the La Liga president is going to think about where such things are concerned.
Correct.
But agar aap dekho to actually the games, the quality, the kind of players that are there in La Liga, I honestly think that Barca ka rebuild, it was really quick. And I think it was like within one season itself to come back, crawl back from where they were at the beginning of the season with like utter chaos and whatnot. And they have now been through the worst with Messi gone and with losing Aguero and the kind of I won't get into the finance and the economic aspects of it, but for a team rebuild, I think what Xavi has done, it's clicking, and they are building a good squad, and they have a good Spanish presence in their squad as well, right? And so given all that, I think if you take it just Barca's case, it's on the way up, and Real Betis I think had probably their best season, at least as far as I am concerned. This season they had a fantastic season. They finished fifth, but their players like so Nabil Fekir, who was not in the kind of form that he was showing with Lyon when they got him. This was the season for like it was like a redemption for him. He came back into form and he was one of the star players in La Liga this season. So Real Betis played brilliantly. They won the Copa del Rey. They have so everyone in that squad, they have some really good players there. And if you look at Sevilla and if you look at Atletico went on a bit of a downhill, of course, but I genuinely think that Spanish football also came very close because the competition suddenly amped up towards the middle of the contest. One thing that I think La Liga suffers is where the other teams, because of the lack of bench strength, because of the kind of reserve players that they don't have, the second half is almost always, they start strong. Your Sociedad and your Betis and all the teams that go on to play Europa or Conference start off really strong, but they can't keep up because they don't have the kind of bench strength or even Athletic Bilbao for that matter. Uh, that is one place where I think, like, Spanish football needs to go forward and focus more on those players. But
Yeah, yeah.
otherwise, I think it's promising times for me, at least as a La Liga fan. I see this period to
It
be
is,
very
yeah.
interesting.
मतलब again मतलब I won't lie यहाँ पर मतलब people who watch the channel often know it like मैं Premier League और Serie A ज़्यादा देखता हूँ compared to La Liga, but again इस season में you might have noticed on the channel also we are able to cover a lot more content क्योंकि I am attracted to La Liga much more क्योंकि the way that Vinicius Junior for example has come up, the way Barcelona as in it reminds me of those when Lampard came back to Chelsea, Xavi, it is kind of a very romantic story और दिख रहा है जी भाई. Again I know this is a larger picture वाला question, but मतलब आयु मतलब आई नो आपके आपसे तो बात ही कर सकते हैं भाई. एम्बापे साइनिंग इज समथिंग दैट इट वाजंट लाइक an effect of La Liga being bad. It was more
Don't
about
say his
just the
name.
entire. Really not allowed. Okay, fine. But by the way, for you, what is it like? What will it take for La Liga to get to basically Premier League? Is it just पैसे की बात आ जाती है कि यार is it a lot more? I think हमने किसी ने comment किया था about the management of La Liga also being an issue.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Look at what Dhenuka has said. Probably उन्होंने सारी बातें बोल दी यहाँ पे. The things that you have to consider how La Liga has improved. You have got Real Madrid, you got Villarreal, you got Betis, you got Rayo Vallecano, you got Villarreal as well. So इस साल I'm not so much happy about if you keep Barca and Real Madrid aside. I'm much more happy for Villarreal, for Real Betis, for how they have played, even for Rayo Vallecano, Sociedad. आपके लीग की स्ट्रेंथ डिफाइन नहीं की जाती है आपके टॉप 2 या टॉप 3 से. इट गेट्स डिफाइंड बाय द मिड टेबल टीम्स एंड द बॉटम टेबल टीम्स जो मिड टू लोअर होती हैं. That's
Yeah,
how we rank them. And take
fair enough.
Ankit bhai, do take the super chat first of all, and then
No, no, definitely. Yeah, Michael talks football. A great fan, a great content creator. People, absolutely. My first of all, big shout out because again, like I say, I actually like Zebai is in the Indian football community and lots others that they know that who they are. Like Michael for me is definitely one of them. He is the encyclopedia of football. So people do give him a follow. Trust me, he's been many a time channel पे आए हैं or he knows his stuff. And a Liverpool fan in a Real Madrid perspective, actually giving me a super chat. Talk about that. Oh, respect to Michael for saying that, but he covers a lot more content. People know, like I think Valverde will start for defensive cover, and the guy ran an astonishing 15 kilometers against Man City. What a stat, man! I didn't know that. Michael, thanks for sharing that. Again, big up to you. So again, like Zeeba, just sticking to you, like just moving over that point because of this comment, Valverde versus say a Rodrigo. मतलब there might be a case कि यार मतलब again lot of other matches हुए वहां पर दिख रहा था कि यार they need a defensive cover, but वही है the fact that Liverpool इतने matches खेले in the last 2 weeks. Do you think Carlo might change something or he's like नहीं what is working why change and just keep Valverde
you have
at the
seen.
start?
आप इस पूरे सीजन में देखे हो कि how many changes has Carlo done? Ankit bhai, literally none. He has stuck to his preferred 11 and he has done that. If Valverde has worked on the first day of January, he'll work on the last day of the season and he will play. I'm not thinking of Rodrigo because Carlo once went with Rodrigo in, I don't remember कौन सा game था. I was watching that game and it really didn't work out. And then it was like Rodrigo being a better impact player,
Super
a
sub.
better player from the super sub like Dembele is for us, and he's gonna leave now. I don't know why did I mention his name, but anyways, Camavinga and Rodrigo, all of these guys, they have shown that is the effect, that imbalance, the perfect imbalance in the midfield and the forward line that these two lads create. And for me, I would not start with Camavinga. I would rather start with the players who've got much more experience. Cruz, Modric, Casemiro. For me, that's that. Up top, मैंने अपने prediction दिए थे on my channel. I went with Fede Valverde. No brainer है ये. You need to
No
cover
brainer.
that right hand flank. आपको cover रखना पड़ेगा because उधर से Vinicius है. If sorry, क्या नाम है उधर से Diaz है. Luis Diaz
Yeah,
रहेगा.
Diaz
आपको Liverpool
exactly.
के.
He's a
Diaz,
danger.
Yeah, and you have to help Carvajal because Carvajal का gameplay आप देखते हो कि he likes to go forward as well, and that would leave Militao very well exposed. And for that you have to tuck in Fede Valverde, who does three jobs for me. He does tuck in the defense to create a back five. He comes in the midfield to create a mid four, and goes in the forward to create a front three. And he's that hard-working player, like this guy just mentioned that he ran 15 kilometers. That insane. I would always want to have a player who runs 15 kilometers for me in the starting 11.
Exactly. मतलब वही है, मतलब I can relate to it because काफी players go under the radar because of the work rate, और
Hmm.
people like to watch goals, और वो है social media का जमाना, हमें पता है कि इतने सारे memes reels आते हैं, because of that we kind of go. But I absolutely buy your point. I know Dhenuka, we've kind of spoken about this a lot of times,
Yes.
and for
I
you it's
echo
great
all
कि
of
यार
these thoughts. He's covered
नहीं नहीं
everything
लेकिन
when it comes to Ferry
I'm
and
because
yeah.
I'm coming to a different thought here. This game, with I'm pretty sure even you would kind of agree with this because of the defensive, ability that probably Carvajal lacks at some point. That is
Mhm.
something he needs a cover because of maybe his injury issues. He's not giving hundred
Yes.
percent. You can say. Lekin at the same time, you have talk about the future. Rodrigo. Would it be unfair to say that Rodrigo also deserves a start? Start of next season. The way he has done this season. Or would
Start
you
of
say that?
next season or this
हाँ,
game.
as a proper winger, again, I'm not going to take the name,
Next.
but the fact is, आप
Oh,
लोग इतना मतलब, I know it's Galacticos, Real Madrid, the larger picture, we understand that,
we have not
absolutely.
been. I think we've not been buying into that whole Galacticos thing for a very long time now. To be very
लेकिन
honest,
अभी
अब
तो
देख
यार
लो बस.
ईगो हट हुई है तो होगा ही थोड़ा नहीं.
नहीं नहीं. No, no. I'm saying वो Galacticos वाला the kind of signings that Perez used to make at one point. I don't think
Yeah,
उस मतलब वही
correct.
लेके आया है ना, ये दोनों ब्राजीलियंस को तो वही लेके आया है, and we've
Fair enough,
signed
fair
yet
enough. I
another.
think काका और बेल शायद साथ में आए थे क्या, if I
Cristiano,
remember right?
Kaká, Cristiano,
Cristiano.
Benzema, Alonso for
हाँ, तो
2010.
that was the last big kind of
That
thing
was
you
the
had
big. That
really.
was the Galactico. Ronaldo. Yeah, when
चार
Ronaldo
पांच.
and Kaká, all of them came together. That
Right,
same
right.
season.
Man,
It
Right,
was.
right.
Kaka.
Yeah.
Rodriguez, I wouldn't name it in that league definitely. हाँ, but
No,
fair
but
enough.
that's a smart signing. Actually, this is how you should proceed. And अच्छी बात है कि Real Madrid dropped that Galactico wala thing, whatever they are doing, and कहीं ना कहीं
Yeah.
Bartomeu caught that, and Bartomeu made us sign Dembele, Coutinho, all
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
these
Yeah. They
Griezmann, all of
had
these
the
players
yeah.
with big name.
Correct.
So yeah, we
So
see that wasn't working.
exactly. तो ये एक बहुत interesting point है. So when I was thinking about this as well, right, and this has been discussed earlier as well. This is similar to when like Neymar left and Barca had that money pool to sort of splash on players, and at that point, the players that they bought. So now Real Madrid does not have. They've not sold an Mbappe, but they did reserve that cash for Mbappe. Right? तो मैं वही बोल रही थी कि पैनिक बाय नहीं कर दे अभी just because you have that kind of surplus अभी because in the pool still. So मुझे यही है कि स्मार्टली इन्वेस्ट करो, जस्ट पैनिक बाय मत करो, बिकॉज टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट वो गैलेक्टिको पॉलिसी अगर करने भी जाओ तो द टू पीपल हु आर capable of that in the current era are Haaland and Mbappe, and they are both not an option anymore. So
Yep.
to me, it's what you said. So
वहाँ पे एक बीप
give
डाल देंगे
Rodrigo
by the way for people who heard that name, but yeah, please continue.
बीप. तो या तो वही है कि अभी जैसे यू सेड, let Rodrigo flourish. Let's see what he can do. And another thing is that ये अगर करो तो we do need a backup striker for Benzema. We definitely need a sort of finisher, right? Like because we struggle when Benzema is not there. This team struggles because the formation goes for a toss and there's no one to make those clinical finishes. So we
Dhenuka,
definitely need.
take anyone but Leva. Leave him for us,
No,
please.
and I honestly don't think Lewandowski will fit that role because
Exactly.
Lewandowski is not a bench player, man. So he's not. It's definitely. I don't think Real will go for Lewandowski even.
Yeah.
And
Gone
he's
are the
headed
days.
for
Like
Barca.
I
Yeah.
100% agree. Like gone are days when Michael Owen used to
Uh,
come from the bench and score the goals.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Those
yeah.
days are gone.
Those days
Dhenuka,
are the.
you would remember जितना मैं La Liga देख रहा हूँ, I've been watching it for past 11 years now, and I've always seen that Real Madrid always used to have a main striker and then used to have a backup striker. Like
Yeah,
Chicharito
yeah.
used to be there, who used to come on loan.
Chicharito.
Eddie Bayar
Yeah.
on loan as well. They had
Correct.
a few more on loan. So that's what their policy have been: have a main player, have a player who can be on loan and can help you score the goals as well.
Correct.
So this
And
is
we
what they
have
have
a
to do rather than
Mayoral.
just signing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, of course, yeah.
We have a Mayoral who is actually who fits Benzema's profile almost to the T. So and he's a loanee, and so maybe get him back and have that as a backup option. But we definitely need a backup striker. So now there are of course because the thing you have to remember is Rodrigo, as amazing as he has been for the in the UCL games, the thing is it's not his preferred position and he is coming into his own yahan pe abhi, but he also prefers to play on the left. And in the games where Vinny was rested, हाल ही में हमने देखा कि Carlo decided to rest the starting 11 and decided to give again against the last few games where Rodrigo did play on the left क्योंकि विनी ने start नहीं किया था. So you saw the kind of different, like it's a different Rodrigo. He's way more comfortable playing on the left. So I would still see Rodrigo as an option to play on the left because Vinicius, again, you run the risk of the same thing. Like, what if Vinicius gets injured? What do you do then? So then you play Rodrigo on the left, then who plays on the right? Again, we are left with no one. तो ये एक है कि there have to be options. There is a problem. I know there's a problem of too much squad depth, but right now Real Madrid is at the other extreme. तो वो एक आध दो options चाहिए, but I don't want to splurge on like some random person just because ये नहीं आया तो अभी हमारे पास है surplus तो खरीद लो किसी को भी. So,
अरे by the way,
but
big up यार. People joining again, lot of comments आ रहे हैं, questions हम लेने वाले, but I know Zeeshan bhai has to go. I think Usman bhai भी कर रहे हैं, but again यार, Zeeshan bhai, before going, I have to definitely take your kind of tactical difference maker and prediction. Come on, कर
Okay.
दीजिए.
Please. No
You
prediction,
are
Ankit
you
bhai.
are you are a pandit here. Really,
No, I know. You know what? There's one more thing that I would like to add. Michael Stock Football. I cannot forget about the comment that he made about Brendan Aronson coming to Leeds, even though they were near relegation, signing for
correct.
28 million. That's a particular kind of a signing that La Liga clubs won't be able to do. So I really wanted to talk about that, but cannot right now. But maybe we'll be back over here next time. We'll
Definitely,
get over to
we'll
that.
do a different stream.
About the prediction, I'll just skip that as if I haven't heard that question.
Tactically, बता दीजिए where the
Yeah.
game will be won and lost.
See, I said this on my channel. I made the preview, जिसमें कि I talked about Liverpool playing a high line and still not conceding a lot of counter attacks. पिछले 5 साल के record में it was compared that how Liverpool play, they are not very much susceptible to a counter attack. So if people are thinking that a high line of Liverpool will be advantageous for Real Madrid, then it's not going to happen like that, because the way जिस हिसाब से Liverpool defend, they are very good in catching the people, catching the runners offside. And obviously, you can beat Trent in 1v1s, you can beat Robbo in 1v1s, but as a whole defensive package of Konate or Matip and Virgil van Dijk, it's not going to be easy. So what I'm going to say is just go out, play your game, and may the best team wins.
Well
Madrid
said,
have to
but
keep continue doing what they have done.
Definitely, and we are just looking forward. Yeah, matlab, I know Zeeshan bhai and myself. Not that we are, we are holders of the, Champions League. Zeeshan bhai is a Barca fan, but still, we would like to see a good match of football. Like, let's be
Ankit
honest.
bhai, ये दोनों statement never go together. You are a UCL holder, I'm a Barca fan. Come on, man. Don't.
नहीं द फैक्ट यार मैं तो बोल चुका यार काफी सारे एज एन हिस्ट्री है बिटवीन से बार्सा लिवरपूल चेल्सी रियल मैड्रिड एज वेल सो दैट्स द रीजन आई एम सेइंग दैट बट अगेन बिग अप यार जीशान भाई आए और पीपल बाय चांस अगेन इफ यू आर नॉट सब्सक्राइब टू टॉप फुटबॉल हिस्ट्री प्लीज डू दैट hopefully our next bar we'll do a proper kind of an off season kind of a stream. That is something pending lekin always great to have you Zeeshan bhai, know it. Much love chalo
Great.
Zeeshan bhai has to go.
Thank you guys. Thank you Dhenuka, thank you Ankit bhai.
See you soon.
Talk to you soon.
Okay, but Dhenuka is here for the timing, and I'm hoping for a good while. Yeah, we have to address a lot more things. I have started like lot of questions, comments में और but again यार यहाँ पर मुझे एक moment मिल गया तो मैं तो I will kind of say that come on, like we have 70 people watching on Almighty Blues FC, लेकिन likes भी उतनी है, but we are going for 45 minutes. तो right away यार double कर दीजिए likes. It's just a press of a button. Let's press the like button. आपको अच्छा लग रहा है इसलिए देख रहे हैं तो let's do that. अगर Almighty Sports Plus पर देख रहे हो वहाँ भी करिए. Yes, you can prioritize your chats on Almighty Blues FC if you want to. मैंने बताया काफी बार, but again, I will try and take as many comments as possible. और मैं start करो बहुत questions and do check out Bombay Penia's Instagram page and give them a follow as well. Link is below. So Dhenuka, again, we have spoken about a lot of transfers right now. I know coming back to the game. What I was asking Zeeshan bhai कि आपके लिए what will be the tactical kind of a difference maker in this game? I know काफी बार बोला जाता है the midfield that Real Madrid have in terms of the substitutes, वो एक they continue that kind of impact which the starters have versus a Liverpool. That might be, or is it that आप देखे थे in the semi-finals and the quarter-finals, both the teams in fact were kind of vulnerable on the wings. So you saw one long ball and boom, there Vinicius, here Luis Diaz और गया striker ने goal मार दिया. So what do you think is the main difference maker for you?
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, na, that was also a very interesting point that I also noted that these two teams are very similar in terms of how they um, approach how they approached their play through the wings. It's very similar, and I was just trying to think that. One of the things is where they always talk about, I know it's a debatable thing about Trent versus Vinny, which is going to be a battle that everyone's spoken about, and Luis Diaz versus Carvajal.
Yeah.
So there, like someone rightly pointed out in the chat, I think, and we also spoke about this. Valverde has to start because he will give. He We need him. We need him to bolster our right. Otherwise, our right will be dead, and we will have nothing coming from there. So we definitely need Valverde. So there was a question someone asked: should we start Valverde or Rodrigo on the right? So I would say
Exactly.
Valverde because you cannot. A, Rodrigo is more impactful as a super sub, and B, you can continue to play Valverde when Rodrigo is still not there by changing the formation, and it still works because Valverde, all those kilometers he has covered is because even in the 90th 90 plus minutes he will continue to run up and down the pitch like he was doing in the first minute. So you have that advantage, so why not use it? So I would start Valverde like in the other games. And yeah, the other side, it is going to be very clinical. I think it's where Liverpool might give us some room is we have seen that sometimes they don't, like they allowed Cruz to make, and even in the game against Chelsea, I think that Cruz and a Modric just need that one spark or that one moment where they can make that
Correct.
long diagonal pass, and then get the ball through to your Vinicius or to your attack, and the attack will then do the rest. So Vinicius's case, it will be like with his pace and his dribbling and his finish, and or the pass to Benzema, and with in the case of Benzema, it will be his producing that finish out of nowhere. So not missing those chances. So I think that is where Real Madrid will have to capitalize, looking for that one or loose ball, because Liverpool will continue. They do press, but they also try to retain possession of the ball all the time. So in that transition, sort of like if Real can get the ball back and quickly capitalize on that, and of course counters will be very 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 important, because Liverpool will not give you that opportunity. So any
Mhm.
opportunity there, because Real is good on the counters, quick on the counters. So use Vinny's pace, and they do have their midfield is not as pacey, and I don't know whether Fabinho and Thiago are 100% fit. They are
Yeah,
fit
so
to play
matlab, as per
tomorrow, I
reports,
hope.
matlab, again, I'm going by the Liverpool panel, knowing their stuff, और of course Manas, by the way, big up to Manas जो है वहाँ पर cover कर रहे हैं,
हाँ
और
हाँ.
हम बात ही किए थे, तो I believe, मतलब going by the content that I'm seeing on Minutes in the Monk as well, shout out to them. लेकिन हाँ, certainly I'm seeing यार Fabinho will be fit, लेकिन
Yes,
Thiago might not be fit to start, is what the
correct,
narrative has been. लेकिन again, it's a final. Yeah, for people out there who remember obviously Thiago from the Barca days, there is lot of मतलब subplots काफी है भाई, इसलिए मतलब I think neutral
बहुत
also
है.
I'm looking forward to
एंड
this game.
थियागो हैज बीन इमेंस. अगर उनके FA कप
हाँ.
के मैचेस में देखो आप, लास्ट के जितने लीग मैचेस हैं उनके, he has been key.
He
So
has
you
been the
can't
best
discount.
actually.
Yes,
Luis Diaz has been fantastic, एक impact wise beautiful, but
sure,
इस कैलेंडर ईयर में तो मैंने बोला ही था यार बहुत निधि को कि यार for me Thiago अगर just like you said about Cruz and Modric getting that space, if
correct,
Thiago is given that space, then he can actually get that pass going, और वो एक है orchestrator in the Liverpool team जो नहीं था
exactly,
last season. So great
correct.
point, absolutely that, absolutely. लेकिन यार again lot of comments यहाँ पूछ रहे हैं about Gareth Bale and Eden Hazard. I know Eden Hazard after that surgery is actually mentally he's much better. Clearly वो he's looking more positive. I know he's not got so many chances even now.
Hmm.
लेकिन I don't think you had so many matches जहाँ पर वो चांस
नहीं
दे
था.
पाए थे.
Hmm.
करेक्ट वही था लेकिन मतलब are you one of those romantic जो who feels that it has to end this way? Bale deserves a lot more than what he has got in Madrid. Hazard probably deserves a kickstart in Madrid. So them coming off the bench, maybe in extra time, whatever. Are you looking at them actually being featuring in this game?
um, if you look at it from the notion of a romantic, that would be poetic, right? It's beautiful. Like the last time it was against Liverpool, and Bale was like the man of the match. He was pretty
Yeah.
much like, yeah, and that Champions League final is a bittersweet moment for, I think, all Madridistas. It's one of those things where हम जीत के भी like हार गए बाद में because I think it is one of the saddest post match not celebrations, like post match events
Yeah,
that
just the reactions
unfolded
exactly. नहीं नहीं
with
लेकिन again for
with
people out there, sorry to cut you
Ronaldo.
Dhenuka, लेकिन
Yeah.
मैं ना I don't mean to start obviously. मतलब एक
Hmm.
होता है ना, I know you have 5 subs in UCL. लेकिन
Sure.
again if you see that Real Madrid, मतलब the fact that आप लोग you're carrying a full squad, fit squad, or the fact that you not played last 2 हफ्तों में really compared
Yeah.
to Liverpool. So
Hmm.
you can have that, you're spoiled for choices. Yeah, Asensio, we have spoken a lot, the ifs and buts. Maybe put in Isco as well along with Bale and Hazard.
Hmm.
Why not?
Yeah.
In that romantic category, and then you have Rodrigo who has been more natural. You have Rodrigo, Camavinga, और आपके maybe another person कौन में मिस करो, 3 तो substitutes almost fix ही होते हैं Ancelotti के, that तो but वही है कि यार will he kind of be brave enough to take off, for example, just putting out there, take off Rodrigo, or maybe take off a Valverde and put on Bale, or put on Hazard as a second striker. कोई ने बताया था 4-4-2, because again like you said बहुत ही similarity है दोनों teams में. तो in the, and again talking about extra time here, अगर मतलब to
हाँ.
come back to do something else, if it goes to then that question came up. But again Dhenuka kind of clearly says नहीं ये तो नहीं होने वाला.
नहीं
That's
नहीं
not
for
something I just say.
formation change I don't think Carlo will go for that, and as someone said, this is not the time to experiment, and I don't think that Carlo is definitely not a guy that one weird and his experiments have not worked, to be honest. So I would definitely not look at tomorrow as an experiment. And जैसा मैं कह रही थी, romantic notion तो है कि वो आए and poetic end हो, but I don't think that will happen because if there was a chance, and I was keeping a close eye on this to see if beach mein there were talks about Gareth Bale's agent. See, with Hazard, he's here next season, he's not going anywhere. So there is that redemption arc will again come back. नहीं वो नहीं जाएगा. He still has a contract, and he is still saying day in and day out, he is saying the same thing, that I want to prove myself at Madrid still. And if you look at it, it's pretty much he's saying that I'm a changed player after the plates have been removed, etc., etc. It doesn't look like he's going anywhere, and I don't think anyone will sign him for the. It's not going to be a likely signing for any other team as well. And again, you would have thought that Chelsea would have done it if they were not in the kind of soup that they were in recently, right? With the whole with what went down with management there. Anyway, so I don't look at this being a redemption match for Hazard, at least because he's going to play next season as well. With
So
Bale,
he's basically getting ready for next season. Simply put, I think
he
it's
is.
too risky right now
That's
to kind of put
too
him.
risky to start. The only way these people are coming on is if everything else has absolutely gone wrong, and it's something outrageous has happened. I don't see these
हाँ
substitutions happening
मतलब
because
again God forbid some injuries or something जहाँ पर लाना पड़े,
हाँ
like you
लाना
cannot see
पड़े और
Vinicius
कोई
getting sub.
ऑप्शन नहीं है.
Yeah,
या
exactly.
बिकॉज और एक क्या
Vinicius.
है ना कि बेल का मैंने देख रही थी मैं क्लोजली, बिकॉज ये नैरेटिव काफी टाइम से चल रहा है. ला लीगा में भी उसका फाइनल मैच, लेट्स सी इफ ही गेट्स अ चांस एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा, राइट? बट it was not to be the case. The title deciding match, uske pehle, the lead up to that, where Carlo was not there, and I was like, okay, maybe David says his son, who stands in his stead, he says ki, okay, let's try playing a Bale or whatever, because he is not Carlo, so let's try give a chance so that dekhte kya hota hai. But even in that game there was no experimenting. It was pretty much Carlo's side all along, and he featured heavily. So मुझे लगता नहीं. And then Bale's agent came up with something saying that he should get a proper farewell, ये वो. All those also got squashed out. So we thought, okay, maybe if there is, they kiss and make up, Real Madrid and Bale, something might happen. But cut to the next match, and the match after that, he said no, he has a back spasm, ये वो बहुत कुछ हो गया, कुछ नहीं हुआ. He did not get featured. So I think it is highly unlikely he gets featured tomorrow. But yeah, if push comes to shove, if worst case scenario is the only case I see him being subbed, because that's how Ancelotti works, or more than anything else.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल भाई. मैं ध्रुव का क्वेश्चन, और यार जीतू भाई को भी यार बिग अप यार. आई डोंट नो इफ ही वाज इन द चैट, आई माइट हैव मिस, सॉरी यार इतने सारे चैट्स है ना. लेकिन हाँ ध्रुव, मैं आपके क्वेश्चन को एड्रेस करूंगा, लेकिन बिफोर अगेन पीपल, जस्ट अ रिमाइंडर, आई हैव जस्ट चेक्ड, और यार सब्सक्रिप्शंस नहीं बढ़े, तो आई एम प्रीटी श्योर मैंने बहुत सारे नए नेम्स देखे आज. होपफुली यार यू गाइस आल्सो सब्सक्राइब. इट्स जस्ट नॉट फॉर दिस मैच वी कवर रियल मैड्रिड. or Liverpool, we cover end-to-end top 5 leagues. Dhenuka is probably proof there. She'll probably second it. So yes, you won't be disappointed. Do subscribe, yeah. Matlab, again, if you have any feedback, we are always welcome. You can DM, you can follow me on socials. And for people out there not a Bombay Penia, please give them a follow. So Dhruv का question है यहाँ पर about first of all giving big up to the Penias, but what about a Bangalore Penia? I think Dhenuka ने बताया था previously, but if you can just repeat that.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the Bangalore Penya. So there is, like I've always said, there is a banner called Madridismo India, in which under which all the official peñas are there. तो वहाँ पे you will find the peña that is closest to you. तो उसमें there are peñas in different cities in India. I can tell you that. So I recently went to the peña office in Madrid to meet with them and give them the paperwork, etc. तो वहाँ पे we have given them at least 2 peñas के paperwork. No, at least हाँ 2 peñas का paperwork तो देकर आई हूँ. One is
Nice,
Kolkata
nice.
and Manipur. So both of them are in the works. Then there is also Lucknow. There are quite a few, and the whole idea is that jitna ho sake we will start peñas in every part, because it's only fair that everyone gets to go to a game. So
Exactly.
yeah, so definitely keep following us, and as and when, because this whole peña registration process now, it is not easy, because there is so much paperwork. It's exactly वो bureaucratic जो nightmare होता है
अरे
ना
I
सब
cannot
जगह पे,
even
यहाँ
imagine
पे भी है.
how much it is. मतलब again that's why मैं बोला
तो
यार
हम
मैं तो शुरू
हमारी
भी नहीं
तरफ
कर
से
पा रहा
सब
कुछ.
कुछ करते हैं, बट वो स्पेन में जाके अगर अटक जाता है तो देयर इज नथिंग इवन वी
Correct,
कैन डू.
correct.
मतलब सोचो ना, ये चांस देके वी लिटरली कैरीड लाइक इतना पेपर वर्क ओवर देयर, बोल के कि इनका क्या हो रहा है, इनका क्या हो रहा है. वी रिक्वेस्टेड फॉर अ मीटिंग विद द पेनिया ऑफिस सेइंग प्लीज गिव अस सम टाइम एंड प्लीज लुक इनटू दिस. एंड तो वो वहां जाके वो थोड़ा अटक जाता है, बट डेफिनेटली all I can say is, yeah, stay tuned. And the idea is to have like a whole lot of peñas throughout India, because it's only fair for all Madridistas to have one close to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, again, I'm in Bangalore, not a Real Madrid fan, but of course, if there's something, I'll love to contribute the way I can. But again, Rodrigo will do best job. Yeah, Prasanna ne पूछा था about would you take a switch Pulisic Hazard? Come on, Pulisic is in his prime or entering his prime. Hazard is finished, as many people say. Not that any Chelsea fan would agree to that, but you know what I mean, right? Just kind of a wishful thinking kind of question, but are you in that boat? Right? Hazard, we rather upgrade on him and get a youngster.
So as a Madridista, if Chelsea is offering Pulisic instead of Hazard, do we do that switch?
Yeah,
Is the
मैंने
question.
change कर दिया. कोई भी मतलब अगर youngster था who's entering the prime versus a Hazard, would you be tempted as a Madridista to kind of let Hazard go right now? बोल दो चलता है. दिख रहा है.
चेल्सी चैनल है. So
अरे नहीं ऐसे कुछ it's a channel for everyone. मैं Chelsea fan हूँ. मैं तो यार Chelsea fans are used to it. Don't worry about it. I am totally fine. I'm pretty sure some Chelsea fans also fine. But हाँ, fact वही यार, Hazard has not been what he was a player, right?
He is
So
not,
why won't you be tempted?
he is not, and it's just very sad. Let me tell you, as a even as a Madrid fan, it's very sad to, because we had super high expectations, right, out of Hazard, and he is the right fit, not just even Madridismo wise. Like, if you look at the saga that just unfolded recently, versus if you look at Hazard, he was very clear, right? He stuck to his thing. Ronaldo, Hazard, all of these people, they were very clear about this fact that I want to play for Madrid and I'll do it.
From a Real Madrid perspective, मैं तो ये भी बोलूंगा, even a Thibaut Courtois जो हम ये बुलाते हैं उसको Chelsea fans, from a Real Madrid perspective, he was totally fine if you actually look at it. तो
Absolutely.
I get your point exactly. तो मतलब he deserves that kind of time जो मिल रहा है उसको. I know Ancelotti, I think at one point was very hesitant to get him on. मतलब वही है. Now खुलासा आ गया. It's because that I think surgery not happening. I think
yeah, the surgery was not happening. And मैं ये हमेशा बोलती हूँ, right, कि हमको ना एक साइड पता होता है. हम जितना मतलब टीवी पे हमको दिखता है, जितना हम प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस में मतलब स्निपेट्स जो जर्नलिस्ट के इसमें से मिलता है, we focus on those things. We don't see what happens in training first hand. We don't see what the fitness levels are. We don't get that feel of why this person is not getting picked ना. वो सिर्फ वो टीम जानता है, and the the coaches and the manager and that team knows why this person is not getting picked. And that's why I would always say that. Even Jovic ka ek comment tha, and I agree. Like I initially, even with Zidane, I used to be like, there used to always be reports कि Jovic trained very well today and today's training went very well and ये वो. लेकिन फिर आगे जाके जब तुम देखो तो he would not get a chance or he would not start, and then you would realize, oh okay, because there were some issues with this fitness at that point, and that's probably why it didn't come out, because they don't want to, वो बोलते हैं ना, air your dirty laundry, वो नहीं करना है उनको वहाँ पे, वो सब खुलासा नहीं करना है. But there is always a reason behind why someone, I think, doesn't start, unless there is some outright cold war between like the manager and the management and the player. I think हमेशा एक रीजन होता है, and with Azad now we know, हम खुद भी बोल रहे थे, बैठा है फुल टाइम, like he's ready, मतलब बस वार्म अप भी कर चुका है लेकिन आ नहीं रहा है फील्ड पे. What is going on? So
बिल्कुल again, like again I know that वो एक ifs and buts वाला है, लेकिन again the guy actually loves he loves Zidane more than Madrid, let's be honest, but at the same time he had this एक vision कि यार करना है Real Madrid में. He still has that, and that's the best part of it. And I think Bale, on the other hand, there are reports saying that he might be coming back to Wales. So I think that's a story which is kind of over. It's just a matter of time. It's two different kettle of fish. बिल्कुल अलग है. But again, by the way, 430 more likes to 600. That is the comment that we are looking at. That is the most important one. Because यार 1 घंटा हो गया मैं देख रहा हूँ नॉन स्टॉप, एटलीस्ट 150 लोग देख रहे हैं दोनों चैनल में मिलाकर. तो भाई एक तो यार लाइक्स आप करोगे फिर ही और लोग को नोटिफिकेशन जाएगी. यूट्यूब एल्गोरिथम वैसी वर्क होती है. तो इफ यू डोंट लाइक, come on, it means you're not liking the content. अगर लाइक नहीं करे तो आप देख रहे क्यों? मतलब I have to question that. So let's like the stream, और उतना नहीं, do subscribe to both our channels. Do that. It certainly helps. Every like, every subscription helps. और मैं आऊंगा यार आपके क्वेश्चन में काफी स्टार किया हुआ. I'll be coming. Few of them हम ले रहे based on the conversation that we are in, and few of them will come towards the end. यहाँ पर क्विकली मैं ले लेता हूँ, थोड़ा ऑफ टॉपिक है, बट डज फोर्डन डिजर्व यंग प्लेयर ऑफ द ईयर ओवर माउंट, साका एंड गैलेगर ऑल हैव मोर गोल्स एंड मोर असिस्ट्स? इज दिस फेयर? मतलब वही है. डू यू, मतलब आदित्य एंड लॉट ऑफ पीपल वाचिंग एज वेल, मैं आई हैव गॉन रिकॉर्ड सेइंग दैट we look at the stats a bit too much at times. Benzema has gone on record saying that आज के दिन में as in it's all about goals. So I don't like this, to be very honest. और वो एक fact है. Football is more about that. For me, like the way that a team wins, that should be looked at. Matlab Foden has had a lot of moments जहाँ पर wow, as in I remember वो Atletico Madrid game था, if I'm not wrong, जहाँ पर हम साथ में वॉच अलॉन्ग ही करते थे.
वॉच अलॉन्ग वाला.
करेक्ट. तो he came on एक बूम, एक मोमेंट आया, he gave the ball to De Bruyne and scored. But again, I know we're talking about Premier League, Aditya. Having said that, मैं तो माउंट का साइड लूंगा. मतलब you know it. So don't ask that question, but yeah, big up to Aditya as well and everyone. Or again, like let's take a few more questions before the chat gets pissed off. लेकिन Zaniolo is superb. I think Zaniolo was linked to a lot of top clubs 2-3 साल पहले, but I think AC में, Roma में he's doing brilliant. Only thing is, I think he's inconsistent. थोड़ा injuries भी हुए थे from what I remember, and I think he's the kind of player who can probably eventually replace Cruz. I'm just kind of putting that. I know different players, but I think having that kind of midfield जो already है, I think he won't be a bad player. I'm just kind of putting it out there. Like Patrick Schick is a good striker. I know
he's renewed, hasn't he? Yesterday he renewed. Yeah.
But he kind of fits that Real Madrid mold. Not that I don't want a Chelsea. I'm just putting it. एक होता है ना young Benzema की याद दिलाता है मुझे Patrick Schick. He can hold the ball very well. He can shoot, right?
Yeah, but it's actually very surprising. Even after कभी था Euro के बाद, I think there was a lot of interest, right, in him because of his goals and.
Correct. Along with Ronaldo, he was the top goal scorer.
So I wonder why. And I actually thought about it. In fact, मैंने तभी सोचा भी था कि after this tournament, it's going to be, because उसका, I think that goal of his, I think, was the contender for goal of the tournament, I think.
Half-line जो किया था.
Half-line वाला.
Exactly.
हाँ, so anyway, तो मुझे तभी लगा था कि how there's like one breakout star after every Euro and after every World Cup. I thought that Schick was going to be it. Yeah, that's actually interesting. I've never thought about that.
Exactly. मतलब वो एक होते हैं, few strikers kind of fit that mode. He actually looks that for me. मतलब I always wondered. मतलब again, it might be wishful thinking. Someone who has his regrets as a Chelsea fan, especially. Kevin De Bruyne. ठीक है, Kevin De Bruyne for some strange reason मुझे लगता है यार मैं first 2-3 seasons I wasn't so pissed off with Mourinho. I know I love Mourinho to core, but वो एक reason की वजह से I don't kind of I have that thing in my heart, right? नहीं
लेकिन उसने बोला था ना अभी कि people forget that I was the one who got them also.
अरे गॉड देम, लेकिन वही ना साला एंड De Bruyne दोनों ही की केस है, बट यू काइंड ऑफ make the decision hastily, you know. You can always have that buyback, you can use that. He always never मतलब he didn't get linked so strongly with Real Madrid. He has that pass on him. मतलब he can be a great midfielder for Madrid. I know Man City fans मारेंगे पकड़ के ढूंढ के मुझे,
KDB
क्योंकि हम यहाँ दिख रहे हैं मुझे ऑलरेडी, लेकिन हाँ वही है, मतलब there are
I think
lot of
Real
players.
Madrid though is basically looking at I know over the last few weeks, months, जो भी है बोलो, they were so, ये चेल्सी वाले ना मारेंगे हम लोग रीस जेम्स एक बार और अगर
नहीं, वो
किसी ने
तो मैं इग्नोर करना सीख गया हूँ यार, 4-5 सीन लगातार से वही चल रहा है.
yeah, especially after the shirt swap na after the Champions League
हाँ
shirt
पूरा
swap
मस्का चल रहा था वहाँ तो, कोई नहीं.
Benzema, everybody was like, oh, can we also? And at that time only Rudiger के
See,
सारे
all I'll say, like, let's address that. चलो address करते हैं कि काफी सारे comments मैंने ignore किया है. देखो यार, never say never. I believe in that. जो देखते हैं channel, lot of times they believe in it, और होता है भाई. मतलब you saw a lot of crazy transfers happening. I remember भाई, मतलब Ronaldo R9, मतलब who would have thought that? Luis Figo, who would have thought that? होते हैं, things do happen, you know, shit happens.
but you know मुझे एक लगता है कि रोनाल्डो, sorry I interrupted.
नहीं मतलब only my point is यार, रीस जेम्स का डिफरेंस इसलिए है ना, वो लिटरली पला बड़ा है भाई चेल्सी में. मतलब आप देखो उसके बचपन के फोटोज, एज सो स्वीट एंड ऑल दैट आप बोलोगे, लेकिन द फैक्ट इज दैट द गाय इज एक्चुअली, यू नो, ही ब्लीड्स ब्लू. He came from Wigan. He was like, for Lampard मैं कोई भी पोजीशन में खेलने को तैयार हूँ. He could have become a very good DM, by the way. He did brilliantly for Wigan. ठीक है, और I know it was championship, but he was, I think, the championship player of the season from what I remember. So काफी सारे reasons है, but his entire family, his sister left Manchester United and came to Chelsea. You think about it. So इसलिए immediate तो नहीं बनूंगा, लेकिन eventually there might be a thing. But yeah, big up यार अमृत, काफी दिन हो गया अमृत को दिखा नहीं, but again thanks for the super chat, always helps. So yes, I will address this right now. Dhenuka as well. Who do you want to sign for Madrid, Salah or Mane? Mane has not clearly given that hey मैंने sign करना है, और साला ने बोल दिया एक और साल में तो रहूंगा. So what is your preference?
Salah is extending. I think Salah is extending. तो मुझे नहीं
Extending
लगता
का श्योर नहीं है. He is just said
next season I'm here, he has said. And anyway, his contract was till 2023, right?
Right.
So I think that's what he was saying, that yeah, I'm going to be here for like the next year, and after that. So मुझे ऐसा लगता है ना कि साला के केस में it's going to be one of those things where I don't want to be pessimistic, but वो Hazard वाला same एक ये नहीं हो जाए. See, he's not young, Salah, and वो इतना मतलब he's also like a symbol of sort of Liverpool, like much like how Hazard was for Chelsea.
The way that Liverpool plays also, मतलब he kind of, you know, is really kind of suited to them.
He's a very good fit there, okay, and he's also and I don't want to say so. ठीक है, it's he's a brilliant player. He's a fantastic player, and he has had an amazing season. The form after the AFCON notwithstanding. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि he is absolutely a brilliant player, लेकिन कहीं मुझे ऐसा भी लगता है कि he is not young, and I think कि मुझे right में अगर कोई चाहिए तो we'd rather go for a young gun at this point. So I think the options of the options would be, I think age के चक्कर में मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि we would go for a younger person there, because that's the trend, and I'll stir up a lot of controversy.
This is a great shout. I know मतलब nowhere linked and all that, लेकिन Jota, he has overperformed, और वो multiple position में खेलता भी है. Real Madrid, you know, kind of you said backup striker. He'll be happy to kind of rotate on any spot. Just putting it out there.
Right. But I don't think Jota will come to Madrid. Like, he's a very
Liverpool fans are like, you know, no, oh my god, no. One by one you're coming, but you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly. He moved, as in last year he moved, so I don't think there's a reason why he should move anytime. So no, he's doing well.
He's doing well, and he's good.
और I think वही Salah and Mane, मतलब मैंने तो बोल दिया, one of them probably will move, and that's what मैं expect कर रहा हूँ, because like you said, मतलब वही है, just like Real Madrid does, you know, now of late they are investing in younger youth players. Liverpool have also believed in that. in the last
Correct.
few years. तो वो करेंगे थोड़ा देख रहे Fabio Carvalho coming on, they will Harvey Elliott back from injury. So I think there will be a transition, लेकिन a slower transition, so one might move and might not be both. लेकिन interesting रहेगा भाई, मतलब again people in the chat, what do you think? माने मेरा gut feel तो मैं बोल दिया हूँ यार, I have given a mighty the way we rate on the channel. Yeah, he might just move this summer. So stay tuned for that news. Again, nothing against Liverpool. I'm just putting it out there as a prediction. Even though it started as a joke, Neymar to Chelsea is required. I would rather ask यहाँ comment था about Neymar to Madrid. Come on, भाई वो तो नहीं होने वाला. Vinicius Junior.
अब नहीं यार, बहुत साल हो गए अभी. We can't go back to this now.
करेक्ट नहीं लेकिन अगेन एक बंदे का नाम तो लेना पड़ेगा. टॉकिंग अबाउट ट्रांसफर्स एज वेल, आई नो एंटनी का काफी चल रहा है अभी भी. He's been linked to Man United for obvious reasons. Ten Hag, लेकिन I think he might be a great fit. He's very similar to a Ziyech for me. On form better. Chouameni, what will Chouameni bring to Real Madrid? मतलब I was, to be very honest, kind of done. Dhenuka, you can say that. I know official नहीं है, but I think it's a lot of tier 1 journalists told about that being the likely destination. नहीं?
So Chouameni, as far as I know, जहाँ तक मैं follow कर रही थी transfer news, Chouameni, I think January से Real Madrid was actually like targeting him. He was on the radar, and Monaco के साथ they had been in touch and whatnot. But then this whole Mbappe thing happened. I mean, the focus had to shift to Mbappe because to try and get him, right. So if I'm not wrong, what happened is that they tabled the discussion on Chouameni until the end of May. That was the thing कि अब हम बीच में नहीं बात करेंगे इसके बारे में, and we will get back to Monaco on this. अब इसके बीच में क्या हुआ, this whole Mbappe disaster unfolded, and बाद में ये Chouameni का जब भी आया तभी I think initially the offer was around 50 million, and now it has Monaco expects more, and they say that he won't come for anything less than 80. So वहाँ पे अभी एक टसल चालू है, and now the latest thing is that PSG has also entered. So the race was then, the competition at that time was Liverpool versus Madrid, because at one point Liverpool also entered after Madrid. So the thing contention was between Liverpool and Real Madrid, and then there were reports that Chouameni wants to go to Madrid. So let's see if that happens. लेकिन फिर अभी ऐसा आ गया है कि PSG has come into the picture, and again the narrative is that pretty much the same कि he wants to come to Madrid. लेकिन we have all seen what has happened very recently. So it is literally the same story being rewritten abhi. So अब तो I think even the most optimistic Madridistas will not say कि उसको तो आना ही है यार, because he wants to come, because player power, player non-power, whatever be it, if Monaco decides to say that no, we want the money, we go for the money and whatnot, then it's another hijack deal. If PSG decides no, we are just gonna mess with Real again, and that happens, who knows? Now this whole, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be such an interesting transfer window, na? But tactically, I think Chouameni was on the radar because Casemiro can't play all the games. Casemiro, there were reports that he might get sold. You never know, and so in any case, Chouameni definitely is that DM that Real Madrid wanted. So he was on the radar for a while, and like you, मुझे भी लगा था कि it's as good as done, लेकिन अभी पता नहीं था, conflicting reports with PSG entering.
मतलब वही है, मतलब you have to wait. अभी तो transfer window शुरू हुआ है technically, so you don't. But you have to definitely, you can. मतलब again, informally thank us. Chelsea did all the scouting for Chouameni. वही जो लुइस डियाज के लिए ना स्पर्स को थैंक यू मिलता है ना, वो that kind of scene हुआ. एक साल सोचते
yeah, that Luis Diaz thing was like out of nowhere. Spurs suddenly Liverpool आ गया.
Chouameni का क्या था in the past, talking about De Bruyne, talking about Zuma, like these were some players, Pulisic even. हम क्या करते थे ना, हम even Real Madrid does it a lot from what I know. They buy the player and then loan out the player immediately to their the current club for 6 months. तो वो चीज Chouameni के साथ करना चाहिए था चेल्सी को. मतलब we didn't know that we'll have the ownership issues and whatnot ना, तो we couldn't negotiate. और इस दौरान यार लिवरपूल रियल मैड्रिड, obviously the form जो चल रहा है दोनों का, he is going to prefer, not that history is not there also, obviously there is, right? So we cannot compete with that, and we cannot promise him the money right now. So fair enough, like I would have to accept that. Like yeah, this is a comment. Dhenuka ma'am, imagine you have right to fight election for Real Madrid president. What is your promise?
First of all, Real Madrid की presidency के लिए ना,
few years down the line.
First of all, Real Madrid की presidency के लिए, because it's not a like it's a people-owned club, right? And not a, so you have to show assets worth God knows how many millions that I can only dream of. So वहाँ पे मतलब start a GoFundMe or something like that मेरे लिए जब तक वो पहुँचेगा पेरेस जिस दिन decide करेगा कि ठीक है there can be a successor or whatever तब तक शायद मेरे GoFundMe में थोड़ा पैसा आ जाएगा.
चलो ओके
But
यार,
yeah,
तो ऑलरेडी
all
बढ़ रहे हैं
matters
यहाँ पर,
aside.
से सब्सक्राइबर्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं, धेनुका ने गो फंड भी शुरू कर दिए यार. भाई
Because
यार थोड़ा
हाँ,
धेनुका
go ahead.
बोल दो यार, हमारे ऑलमाइटी स्पोर्ट्स प्लस पे वी आर वेरी वेरी क्लोज टू 3K यार, 3K तो करा दो यार,
Absolutely.
ब्यूटीफुल, कम ऑन.
Goes without saying, please subscribe. This is one of the best channels. Ankit puts his
अरे अरे
heart into his content, man, making content.
हाँ,
And
और चेक
seriously,
चेक 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 पहुंच जाएगा धेनुका के लिए, बट थोड़ा सच भी उसमें.
nahi. So seriously, like इतना हार्ड वर्किंग कंटेंट क्रिएटर है, he deserves all the subs that he can get and all the likes and all the viewers that he can get for all his work, because a lot of hard work goes into this. And लोग इतना मुझे पूछते हैं ना कि मेरा चैनल क्यों नहीं है, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि the kind of hard work that these people do, it's not easy. Day in and day out जो इतना काम
अरे
करना
नहीं नहीं,
होता
so
है.
Dhenuka is like part of the channel cast only. मतलब I would say that she's part of it. मतलब
So I
whenever
will
she wants, she can
gladly
come.
support. Seriously, I see good work. I see like hard work going into so much, like the creation of a channel. And Ankit is a treasure trove of knowledge. He has so much knowledge, and he's one of the OGs, and he has been supporting
अरे अरे, I am
Chelsea
just
for
a
so
fan यार.
long,
I'm
right?
just a fan, just like you and me, like
As
no.
just like,
But
yeah. So but you get like that unique perspective, right? Like from a person who has been following the club for so long, तुमको कहीं ना कहीं वो मतलब in your face नहीं, लेकिन वो tidbits में या तुमको वो content में नजर आता है, because it reflects in your content, the kind of quality automatically it gets added to your content ना. तो
अरे
subscribe
उससे
करो
याद आया यार,
please.
कंटेंट में आरसीबी का मैच चल रहा है, मैं उसके बारे में भूल ही गया. बाय द वे यार, पीपल यार, वी आर लाइव आल्सो ऑन ऑलमाइटी स्पोर्ट्स प्लस. विराट कोहली आउट यार. कनिष्क, थैंक यू फॉर द अपडेट. I am kind of doing parallel things right now, so I kind of missed to update there. हाँ, लेकिन certainly we are going to cover second innings. और by the way, मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड रिव्यू भी करेंगे वहां पर सीजन का, सादिक भाई विद यूनाइटेड रोड इन द हाउस. बट Dhenuka means a lot that you're saying that. All the Madridista got trust issues now. ऐसा क्या हुआ? Hazard winning La Liga and UCL might give us some of the transfer fee of Rudiger. हाँ, by the way, we are getting, उज्जवल ने बताया था, we are, if Real Madrid win the Champions League, we get about what, 20 million, Ujjwal? Correct me if I'm wrong. तो
I don't know the percentage. I don't know how much,
हाँ,
but
there
yeah, you're
is
definitely getting. Yeah, if Hazard wins La Liga and UCL, La Liga तो हो गया मतलब.
यार. ये देखो भाई, अंकित सपोर्टिंग चेल्सी सिंस 1965. हाँ भाई, पिछले जन्म में भी कर रहा था चेल्सी को ही. चेल्सी टिल आई डाई, चेल्सी फॉर 7 जन्म. लेकिन हाँ, बिग अप टू मटाटा यूनाइटेड. हाउ डिसाइसिव कोर्टवा विल बी इन द फाइनल?
Very as decisive as he has been in getting us the league. मैं तो ये हर time बोलूँगी कि it's he never gets the credit he is due, possibly because like goalkeeper है, and people look at things like stats वगैरह में जब आप देखोगे तो it's more about strikers, the midfielders, forwards को ज़्यादा attention मिलता है, but we would not have won La Liga if Courtois had not been our goalkeeper this season, for sure. And even last season, like his performances in the last couple of seasons have been absolutely immense. And if you had to ask me, I would rate him behind Benzema this season, for one of the key reasons why we have won La Liga and why we are in the UCL also. You all saw that Grealish save. That is just a sampling of what he does day in and day out La Liga mein. Very, very decisive. And the number of times I've like tweeted and said that on my social media, ki Courtois, like it goes under the radar, the kind of work he does, and he has been absolutely immense.
अच्छा, लगता है कुछ चौमनी का आया है क्या? देखते हैं, मतलब I'll just take a look. But again, like coming back to the game, like I don't think there's a reason to kind of discuss the lineup apart from that. Baki to they pick themselves, right? As in, I think Mendy, it'll be obviously your Alaba as well as Militao. Alaba is fit now, so that's a good,
Alaba's fit.
Point for.
My only thing is, we have not seen Alaba after he's not played a game since he has been fit. Yeah.
Correct.
So it'll be interesting to see that. But Man City first leg, we did see that when he was not fit, it was a big disaster for Madrid, and you could see that Alaba was not fit, and the fact that he had to be taken off, obviously, because of that. So it'll be interesting to see tomorrow. But the reports from the camp are very optimistic. Like Carlo is like he is 100% fit, so I'm not expecting surprises there. Militao's form is a bit of a concern. I will say that because
Okay.
Militao's form in the recent present, thoda, yeah, it's a bit worrying. And एक और चीज है जो मुझे मतलब क्या है ना, हमारे यहाँ वरान और रामोस के जाने के बाद एल्बा का भी the aerial presence that we have when like taking when from corners and from set pieces basically, that aerial presence that you need हमारे defenders में वो मिलिटाओ का फॉर्म अभी अगर आप कंसिडर करोगे तो दैट इज अ बिट ऑफ अ कंसर्न एंड एल्बा भी ही इज नॉट स्ट्रॉन्ग देयर, तो वो एक कंसर्न है. वेयर एज यहाँ पे यू हैव दैट वैन डाइक एंड लिवरपूल are pretty good in that arena as well. So that is going to be defending on the set pieces and is going to be very crucial, very crucial. So these guys have to bring their top game वहाँ पे. Cannot afford to do what we've been doing against the other teams so far. So.
Right. Yeah, again, like, yeah, ये थोड़ा astonishing stat है. Rahul Trivedi is just adding. Come on, like on Almighty Sport Plus also, from what I know, a lot of people have been watching. So let's get up the likes. Yeah, doesn't cost a buck. You just need to press that thumbs up button. That's all you need to do. और अगर subscribe नहीं किए तो please subscribe because that is the channel जो आप देख रहे हो. इसलिए मैंने डाला है layout just a reminder. There we are very close. I don't know कोई बोल दो भाई 3K हो गया. I'm hoping we get there on the stream as well. And by the way, check out our content, bhai. I'm just not do it for the sake of it. Check out the content. Trust me, you won't get disappointed. Like Dhenuka also said, Casemiro to pocket. Well, let's see. Mo, I don't know. Yeah, Mo Salah. Yeah, what do you think about those statements? I know हमने बात की थी Nidhi and Nitika also, but what do you think? What do you make out of it? Carvajal coming out and saying a lot of things today. Benzema has said. साला ने बोला है, मतलब mind game for sure. लेकिन is there actually a sense of revenge? मतलब really speaking.
See, I think ये basically this is how the media also approaches players, right? मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि बहुत time पे they want those sound bites. उनको चाहिए कुछ छापने लायक कुछ तो. So they will keep pushing till the players give them something. And at this point, I think all the players are also done and tired. And कितना ही क्या बोलेंगे ये revenge. अब जब तक वो नहीं बोलेंगे ये लोग छोड़ेंगे नहीं उनको. So for me, I look at it more as, obviously both teams are going to play to win. They are both, going for that thing. And today, even Carlo said that, okay, fine, they are talking about revenge. We are also looking at revenge because we lost to Liverpool in 82, I think. 84. 84.
81 ही था ना 81 you beat
84
Liverpool
था कि 80.
अच्छा नहीं 81 था. Let me actually check it out.
Was it 81? I don't remember, but I remember the final being at, obviously I was not born or I didn't see that at the time.
Same here. I'm just putting it out there.
But whatever the thing was, it was again Liverpool-Real Madrid at the same stadium, at the same venue. I mean Paris, not the same.
81 final. 81? It was in Paris.
Paris,
Liverpool
but at
beat Real
the
Madrid.
PSG home ground.
In the Parc de France rather than the Stade de France. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So
Carlo was there. Carlo was at that point in time, I think, a player जो injured था, something like that. मैंने उसका interview पढ़ा था. Probably it was a couple years down the line, लेकिन हाँ, he was probably there also, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, so he just said pretty much the same thing कि हमारा भी revenge है भाई. We lost to Liverpool in the same city, so now we also want to win back करके. And Carlo is also not a person to give into such things. And like Mo Salah also doesn't go about making ऐसे statements इतना. So I think it is more of that, the build up to the final के लिए, the way they've been pushed to give quotes and sound bites. That is, it's more of that. So I wouldn't read too much into this, but yeah, it's that build up. वो as days go by, like हम लोग भी कुछ ना कुछ बोलेंगे और वहां से भी कुछ आएगा. Like fan bases will also मतलब टक्कर.
नहीं, there are a lot of subplots, ना. There are a lot of subplots. That's the best part about it. Even like, to be honest, it also pains me at the same time that we are not going to be European champions, 2 days from now. As in technically, you got 1.5 days from now. लेकिन वही at the same time as a neutral, there's a lot to look forward to in this game. But quickly मैं दिखाना चाहूंगा, before you join Dhenuka, मैंने शेयर किया था और मैं कल बात भी कर रहा था निधि नितिका से, और ये था सरप्राइज आपके लिए, because we have actually managed to pick a combined 11. Trust me or not, with जो भी हो रहा था chat में कल, we were able to manage just about picking that combined 11.
I had a meeting to go to just at the time I think you guys were starting the 11.
Oh, okay, right, I remember exactly. But what do you think about this? What do you think? Matlab, again, just from a Real Madrid perspective, honest opinion दीजिए. Matlab, we tried to balance it out. Any change that you would say, okay, come on, how come this person is there? How come that person is there? Just for fun? Or chat,
Um,
जो late join के, please put in your comments.
no, I think they've gone for a pretty. I mean, they've been generous. Not generous, but like. But I think this is what I would go for. See, the obvious change in my case, and yeah, I see this, and I know you are pretty much going to expect this. Ki I would pick Courtois over Allison because that's the same reason they picked Allison over Courtois. So because Allison has been to them what Courtois has been to us this entire season, right?
Yeah.
Unke liye he has saved them in multiple games and he has been immense and yeah, so yeah, exactly the same thing that I would say. So but it's a one to one. This is where my Real Madrid bias or my I should say I don't follow Liverpool as closely as they follow Liverpool. They don't follow
Fair
Real
enough.
Madrid as
नहीं
closely as
ये
I follow.
चैंपियंस लीग का ही ले लो, इस साल का चैंपियंस लीग का परफॉर्मेंसेस पे बेस कर देते हैं. तो आई थिंक फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव अगेन आई डोंट डिसएग्री लॉट. आई नो मेंडी के लिए काफी क्वेश्चन आए थे कि हाउ कम मेंडी इज देयर वर्सेस
Starting
रॉबर्टसन जो
over.
दिखता नहीं है. वही है जो दिखता है वो बिकता वाला चीज, यू कैन से. बट अगेन मेंडी गेटिंग दैट असिस्ट फॉर बेंजेमा
Exactly. मैं
वाज
वही बोलती थी. तो my thing would have been, see, they already picked Mendy. So another thing I would have said was कि अगर वहाँ पे Robbo was there over like Mendy over him, because also कभी-कभी it's the link up play also matters, right? Like whenever I see combined teams, so I see a Vinicius and it happens in flashes, but I think Mendy on a good day is really crucial for Madrid. So and even being involved in link up play with Vinicius. So
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
yeah, see,
तो
so
अगेन
Robertson,
मतलब like Mala was saying, same thing, right?
yeah, same thing. See, it's going to be, there is going to be a bias, and there will be, and with combined teams, this is always the problem, right? Like if you have like how would a Robertson pair with a Vinicius? I have not seen that, right? But I know that I know how say a Mendy pairs with a Vinicius, or how a
Good point.
Benzema links up with Vinicius.
Good point,
So
absolutely. Oh, yeah, a big up to Chelsea perspective with us. People, my favorite Chelsea channel, one of them who kind of covers a lot more content. So people do check him out as well. Chelsea perspective, a bro for sure. But Chelsea perspective, let me know, Coachella bro, what is your prediction for this big game? I know it pains Chelsea fans, but it is what it is. Like we've got to move on. Hopefully, we'll come back next year. Without Mendy, we wouldn't be here. Absolutely, that's what I would have supported that team as well. But again, yeah, Sue rather has basically requested to be a mod. आप आइए और consistent होइए और kind of you kind of do what a mod does for a few streams. मैं definitely बनाऊंगा आपको mod. But just be more consistent on both our streams. Or if you're loving it, do share the channel, do share the link, in social media with your friends, etc. And do follow Bombay Penia as well, like I've been saying. Lekin I have to ask this Dhenuka before we kind of try to wind up in a few minutes. 2018, we spoke about revenge and all that. Like in 2018 में जो हुआ था, Ramos का kind of lot of memes have come already. Or again,
yes.
2021, like you have had recent two kind of ups over Liverpool. From what I know, ज़्यादा teams change नहीं हुई है. मतलब I know Real Madrid का kind of sub bench change हो गया क्या काफी.
Team change से ज़्यादा I think both Liverpool and Real Madrid were playing like an injury-ridden side last Champions League में, and so sorry, I just got sidetracked by the comment. So यही है कि see, they were also playing without their first choice defenders. हम भी खेल रहे थे without our first, and हमारे तो वो defenders है ही नहीं ये वाली टीम में. We don't have Mendy, we don't have Ramos, we don't have Varane. We have Alaba. We play Alaba, Militao now as our CBs, and we also didn't have the Vinicius that was last season ka Vinicius. Which strangely enough, I think the only game in which he performed was the UCL game against Liverpool. He was immense in that. तो वो एक है. So जैसे वो बोलते हैं ना कि वो एक मोरल बूस्ट जो मिलना था अगर विनीसियस को, so Liverpool can take credit for that. So yeah, there you go. Hi Nikhil. Courtois, Mendy, Alaba, Militao, who was there in the squad, but yeah, he was not being played. So we have a lot of changes, and so do Liverpool. and
Yeah,
Liverpool
before
were
that,
playing.
I must correct this. Come on, Karius is still in Liverpool, so you never
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, he can have a great Kepa moment. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, बदला ले रहे penalty shootout में लाओ Karius को.
Yeah,
You never know.
Liverpool fans will come gunning at you if you say if you wish anything on Allison now.
Yeah, come on, yeah, joke, yeah, sense of humor, yeah.
No,
People
I know.
watching, there's a sense of humor, but
I'm just
it's
saying.
an attempt,
Karius is
but
still
anyway.
in the squad. You're right. I had forgotten about that.
बेचारा यार मतलब really मतलब he got a
No,
bad one. Like I
I
know,
felt bad. So
correct.
I remember I told Manas and Nidhi that I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad, and they are like, we don't.
I can sense it, yeah. As in being a supporter of Chelsea, where we had Kepa, or Kepa has actually improved. So people who do not watch every minute kind of judge just by that one moment. Unfortunately, whole world was watching him, or that was happened. वो
True,
होना
true.
ही था यार.
And
Unfortunately, that is what it was.
yeah, and like it's unfair, I think. थोड़ा मतलब of course Liverpool fans will not feel the same way, and of course जो भी है, लेकिन अभी for instance जो मेंडी के साथ हुआ, nobody is going to now suddenly come back and say 2 games later or at the end of the season that Mendy is not a good goalkeeper, or Mendy is not like one of the best goalkeepers. It's a one-off game, so um, it's just very unfair that it happened in the final. It's I felt bad for Carriers because but वो जैसे वो लोग बोलते हैं ना, तेरा सारा बड़ापन is because तुम लोग जीत गए हम लोग हारे.
Mhm.
So uh, yeah, who knows if it was Madrid के लिए, but I think I would still feel bad for the goalkeeper. It's so much
नहीं
pressure,
बिल्कुल
can't even
बिल्कुल
imagine.
यार मैं एक चीज मैं just नोटिस करो अगेन कमिंग बैक टू दी नंबर्स यार यहाँ सूरज बोल रहे वी आर वन सब अवे आई थिंक वी आर अ फ्यू अवे फ्रॉम 3 के अभी भी बट अगेन लेट्स गेट देयर बट
What do you
हैविंग
want to?
सेड दैट मैं ये भी नोटिस किया सम पीपल हैव अनसब्सक्राइब फ्रॉम ऑलमाइटी ब्लूज एफसी थिंकिंग कि यार दोनों ही चैनल में सेम कंटेंट आ रहा है नहीं दैट इज नॉट द थिंग सो आई वुड लाइक टू करेक्ट इट फॉर पीपल हु आर थिंकिंग दैट today is a special stream. It is basically Champions League final preview. So I had to do it on more both the channels. We अभी भी unfortunately there are people जो खाली एक चैनल में सब्सक्राइब है राइट तो they will say यार कहाँ है हमारा चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल का प्रीव्यू तो this is your preview ठीक है that is why I am doing on both the channels और it's experimental basis पर so that everyone is notified. I wanted everyone to watch, come and follow Talk Football HD, Bombay Penia as well. So I think this was a special occasion, so I thought that's why let us do on both the channels. So yeah, please do keep subscribed to both the channels. वो मत करिए बल्कि और सब्सक्राइबर्स लाइए आप. That is what will certainly help. Every subscriber helps. But always Mendy over option because he's underage Robert son. अरे भाई यार this sense of humor
Ayo,
man.
ayo.
Exactly. नहीं नहीं तो
So, but one thing
mhm.
I would like to answer. This is off topic. Someone said that I checked your channel and found a video for Spanish learning, and then
Correct
someone else
correct राजेश
responded
ने
to
बोला
that
था.
person saying that I don't have a channel. So I think what Old School Whiskey is saying is I commented on. I used to follow one guy who used to uh, speech who used to teach Spanish. I still follow him, and I was diligently like into Spanish learning and whatnot at that point. तो I believe मैंने उसमें comment भी किया था because it was he's a very good
अरे कैच
Spanish
ड्रॉप
teacher.
हो गया सॉरी टू रिएक्ट बट जस्ट पुटिंग आउट द क्रिकेट फैंस रजत पाटीदार who scored a century just got a catch dropped हाँ Dhenuka sorry please
हाँ
continue
no so I'm just saying that वो comment उन्होंने वो track किया होगा because if they follow my I don't have a channel where I upload content but मेरा जो
got it
ID है channel है YouTube का उसको अगर उन्होंने देखा होगा कि मैंने comment किया है वहाँ पे so I think that is what he's talking about.
ओके
So
ओके
he
इंटरेस्टिंग
is a
हाँ
good
क्योंकि वही मैं
Spanish
सोच
teacher.
रहा था कि बॉम्बे पेनिया का तो चैनल व्हिच देयर इज
नहीं
वन काइंड ऑफ ऑन YouTube व्हिच आई फाउंड
yeah
मैं तो हमेशा टैग करता हूँ नीचे थिंकिंग दैट
हाँ
सम डे विल कम कि यार वापस से कंटेंट आएगा लेकिन अगेन it's something that maybe people can just kind of follow and keep it for timing but absolutely if match goes to penalty what do you think who will have an advantage who do you think very interesting question again going back to that Liverpool playing a lot of games recently versus the Real Madrid uh, बट अगेन लिवरपूल ने 2 पेनल्टी शूट और जीते अगेंस्ट चेल्सी अगेन पेन्स मी टू से इट अगेन बाय बार बार क्यों याद दिलाता हूं अपने आप को लेकिन हाँ प्लीज Dhenuka
recently
yeah I don't know
recent memory
really
है so
does it matter penalty shootouts who kind of has an advantage
Um, it's very tough to say that because first of all, आप देखो तो it is the battle of the goalkeepers, right? एक तो the nerves of the goalkeepers, and both goalkeepers are absolutely immense for their respective teams. And so the other thing is that like you can see like Courtois saved a Messi penalty also, and he saved like regular time penalties that I can think of, and which other match went to a penalty shootout against Real Madrid? I'm trying to think. Or he's basically saved penalties off late also. So
Mhm.
I think battle of the goalkeepers mate is very tough, and both of them at this point are mentality monsters also. ऐसा नहीं है कि just because you saw with sorry Ankit, but the latest FA Cup final, you could see that it's not just there was no predicting like who would hit or who would miss. बोल के कि हाँ this is a weak link and he can miss. It was not like that. So and it's the same kind of players on both sides, a mix of old and new, and it's just so unpredictable because ऐसा नहीं है कि Real Madrid has a disadvantage going into the penalties. There's with this team, I can't give you that data. And we've recently seen Liverpool convert two penalty shootouts into wins. So the
Yeah,
FA
yeah,
Cup and whatever the Carling Cup is, Carabao Cup, both of
yeah,
those.
yeah.
So
एग्जैक्टली यही क्या भाई भाई राजेश भाई थैंक्स फॉर कमेंट यार मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ आपका आप खुद मॉड होकर स्पैम कर रहे हो यार ये मत करिए प्लीज बट हाँ दिस इज लाइक टोटली आउट ऑफ सिलेबस हो गया थोड़ा सा लेकिन यू नो व्हाट आई मीन राजेश आई लव यू मैन बट अगेन यू नो ग्रेट पॉइंट्स अबाउट यू हम ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं आई थिंक राजेश टू जॉइन लेट बट वही है both teams are kind of mirror images and that's the whole thing and that final image that moment it'll be that moment for a game and that's what I think Real Madrid are very good at उसलिए Gary Neville, for all of you, has actually finally come out with a prediction or वो बोला है because that one is moment, second is the midfield depth that Real Madrid have. अगर जाता है extra time में, he can probably see Real Madrid. Plus the fact that Liverpool have played a lot of games. But
hmm,
again, if it goes to penalties, then I kind of feel that Liverpool, मतलब मेरा personal opinion है, Liverpool
hmm,
might have the edge only on penalties. क्योंकि यार having 1-2 penalties back to back so
correct.
recently होता है मतलब confidence level will be different level and
True.
not that I love Courtois as well. Put it that way. Just putting it out there. Yeah, but
You like Courtois the player.
Courtois the player exactly. That's well said. Dhenuka, how was Real Betis Stadium? My again you joined late, but yeah, please anything in particular?
uh, yeah, Real Betis Stadium absolutely immense. Okay, so I got to go there on two different occasions. So एक was a stadium tour जो हम लोगों को दिया था वहाँ पे, जिसमें we had an assigned sort of tour guide who pretty much told you things about the different rooms, why they are structured this way, and why do they have like random shirts of different nationalities वहाँ पे, what is the connection. So everything has been built in that, keeping Real Betis as the focal point. So that was very interesting क्योंकि एक टूर गाइड के साथ जब जाते हो ना तुम, तो वो स्टेडियम का एक्सपीरियंस ही अलग होता है. आई हैव बीन टू द सांटियागो बर्नाब्यू एज वेल, लेकिन वहाँ पे आई हैड द like the other kind of the in ear wala tour guide wala thing, but here we had a person explaining, and so that's always a different experience. तो एक तो वो तभी देखने को मिला स्टेडियम पूरा, एंड वी गॉट टू गो टू द ड्रेसिंग रूम तभी. तो वहाँ पे इट वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी that fans actually leave little notes for the players in the dressing room, and I read all the recent notes that they left after Betis lifted the Copa del Rey, right? So penalty shootouts में गया था वो वाला game भी. So there were lots of like nice notes for Borja Iglesias and everyone, all the entire team. तो वो एक बहुत
Mhm.
interesting चीज देखने को मिला वहाँ
Nice,
पे.
nice.
And yeah, and then the match day itself was, it's a smaller team compared to like the giants
Correct.
of your EPL and the
But that's
Spanish
what
league.
na you would have got that vision much more clearly because of that reason
But
maybe.
वही तो वहां जाके you realize कि the atmosphere in the stadium, they did not stop chanting for a minute. They were chanting irrespective of whether the team was scoring not scoring, and you see that with smaller teams because that passion is so much more, and they are like they create that kind of atmosphere that is unbeatable, I think. So it was absolutely brilliant, that stadium, and the experience was like full goosebumps. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and then watching the match live, of course. मतलब,
Yeah, yeah.
pitch
Even
side
I'm feeling
seats.
Jay. Absolutely, that's true. Yeah, matlab, it's a brilliant thing again. Like, Dhenuka kind of deserves Bombay Penia as well. Big up, and yes, this is the link. Rajesh, thank you for sharing it. Yes, absolutely. This is the link for Almighty Blues FC, but Almighty Sports Plus, where we are very very close to 3K. I hope we win so that next season when stadium is ready, we showcase our 3 trophies on the first match. Interesting. बहुत ही अच्छा comment निखिल का as a Madridista, but I think एक question था about this one. Chaudhary
I
साहब
remember
asking
Barca.
Barca
Hmm.
squad से long name.
Uh,
छोड़ दे.
completely. I saw him warming up though. Anyway,
Oh,
uh, okay, let's see. I really like Fatih, and I genuinely I hope that he does not get injured, and he doesn't, because he's really good. I like Pedri, I like Fatih. So I am a Spanish national team supporter also. So um, I see these players play closely, and I sort of like वो change हो जाता है during the Euros and the World Cup. It is like go for all these people. बाकी का time you're like अरे यार. But yeah, but I really like Fatih in this squad, and I even as a Madridista, I hope he has a good career, and I really hope he remains injury free, because he has
interesting.
like that spark of brilliance.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, people, by the way, we are still 10 away from 3K. I can't believe that I'm just saying it as a broken record from last couple of days, but hopefully, yeah, people do subscribe if they are rewatching later on Almighty Sports Plus, that is. But yes, and we want to kind of grow every day, just not about 3K. What do you think? Who do you think will be starting from Jota and Diaz?
Jordan
And
Wills.
will Valverde be playing? Valverde की बात हम कुणाल already discuss कर चुके हैं. I think it's quite obvious that he's going to start.
Yeah,
And probably Camavinga will come on. You'll have Rodrigo come on if you are behind or you kind of need a goal. Lekin, I think Jota and Diaz, in a strange way, I can probably say, matlab, I know Mane ka contract or talks hasn't been sorted and all those things. You can maybe think that maybe in this Jota plays, Diaz plays, and Salah plays. लेकिन मेरे लिए Diaz will certainly play, Salah will
I
certainly
think
play.
so.
बीच में एक बहुत ही अच्छा कमेंट था about Robbie Firmino. If he plays,
Firmino, हाँ
because
Firmino,
अगर वो midfield में जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं about just kind of being that one extra
yeah,
body in midfield, he can be
yeah,
that
yeah,
one guy. So again, I won't be very surprised कि वो, considering he has history with Champions League with Liverpool,
sure.
maybe
And
he starts from
actually,
one.
2018 में Firmino was like, I think he was my MVP. Salah,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course, barring Salah,
fair
he
enough.
was in absolute form. But I do think it will be Salah, Mane, and Diaz.
Yeah, same thing. And Shrey, bigger by the way, people do check out Shrey FC as well. हमने discuss कर लिया बहुत हजार. So do check back जिन्होंने miss किया है. Trust me, it was one of those as an OG streams. I really loved it. Maguire to Barcelona, yeah, Southpaw, come on. नहीं होने वाला ये तो. लेकिन I think quick जो questions मैंने start किए before leaving, I'm sure Dhenuka we would like to address them. Uh, Okay, if Liverpool are winning 1-0, does Klopp substitute Joe Gomez for Trent, being better defensively around 75th to 80th minute mark? Great question by Manav, and probably the great tactic. But I have gone on record, Kal, saying that, again, I'm kind of answering the Liverpool question here because of obvious reasons. But Henderson might be that person who might want to, kind of protect Trent a little bit more because of that high ball that, आप खेल सकते हो being a Real Madrid. So that is what
Hmm.
I'm looking at Henderson. तो अगर वो Henderson again, he's not a player जो 120 minutes खेले हो सकता है. तो if they substitute Henderson and get in maybe a Keita or Thiago depending on the injury situation,
Hmm.
तब I can certainly see Joe Gomez being, because वही है दोनों काफी attacking हो जाएंगे. I can certainly see that. But yeah, let's be honest, Manav. I think Trent is attacking wise one of the players that you cannot even think that he'll be some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maybe in extra time at best. नहीं Devuka?
Yeah, but to be very honest, I still think it will be Trent, because they're used to playing that formation also, I think.
Correct.
And that making a change at that level, like defensively तुम strengthen करने के लिए जाओगे, and then you miss out on Trent, and I don't know, this is again a topic of contention. Is Trent, sure, he's amazing, naturally he's an attacking defender, like he loves to attack, go forward, but defensively also he was solid in the
Yeah.
FA Cup final, at least. Like if you saw the matches, the last games, I think, not the FA Cup final, which was
हाँ
the
मतलब see
France against.
defensively even I think against Villarreal I think he had a weak game, to be very honest
Yeah,
about it.
Villarreal he had a big game. Yeah, agree,
Correct.
agree. But
लेकिन वही है,
in
if
the league,
it
Premier
depends
League ka
who's
last games. Yeah.
Premier League, exactly, because who's on the front foot on that flank now, it depends on that also. Like if Trent kind of takes an upper hand versus like a Mendy and a Vinicius,
Hmm.
then they might have to defend. Joe Real
Correct.
Madrid are doing in the first half of games. So it depends on narrative क्या होने वाले depending on the game situation. I think like मानव ने भी बोला है about that. By the way मैं थोड़ा distract हो गया यहाँ पर मस्त छक्का RCB के player का. Not that I'm biased towards RCB, quite obvious. लेकिन quickly यार transfer news बहुत सारे comments यार transfers में. Lot of stories coming on. Sterling, Nunes, David Nunes. Then we had Gnabry. I think Gnabry be like a Salah. He's ending his contract next season if I'm wrong. I don't know. Correct me, but.
He's not renewing is what I heard.
अच्छा, same thing, like kind of similar as of now.
No, but Salah का out and out आया नहीं है that he is not renewing.
Got it. So
I
I think Gnabry is probably the safe option.
And I think Real Madrid is looking at Gnabry as an option on the right.
Okay, fair enough. But is he that statement signing? Pretty sure एक statement signing तो होगी इस समर में.
तो नहीं वही बोल रही हूँ ना मैं statement signing अभी नहीं हो कुछ भी नहीं होगा because जो दो statement players है वो कौन है? They are Mbappe and Haaland and दोनों नहीं है.
Or maybe Mahrez is not a bad option.
So that is another that Mahrez was also I think an option that was discussed and there was a very interesting perspective actually एक ये कि do we go for young youth or do we go for like people who will give us results immediately like in the mid range and not look so much at 5 years 10 years down the line भी वो लोग squad में रहे इतनी दूर की सोचने की बजाय we just focus on the immediate future so because the person who must not be named you never know what happens after 3 years the situation with the club and with how things work in the sporting world so they were discussing this and so when there were options and again Mahrez also I think age wise Mahrez doesn't look it but how old is he? He's also in his 30s, right?
Prime, Mahrez is still in his prime. I think if I'm not wrong he must be 26. Let me actually quickly check. अच्छा he's 31 नहीं यार है मतलब he looks very young to me.
हाँ exactly he looks young but I don't think he's that young.
हाँ because I remember in FIFA days I used to pick him in 2012 FIFA also so fair enough like but again that time I think he used to play centre forward.
Correct. So Mahrez is also so again it is that same thing. Do you go for a Mahrez and then just focus on 1 or 2 seasons or do you go for a Gnabry who is an option who will pretty much like sustain you for longer.
Yeah, but this one, again, maybe a different kind of a striker. Lautaro Martinez. Do you see again? Pretty sure next season to Carlo ही होने वाला है ना? Carlo is going to be the manager next season, right?
I don't see. Yeah.
Correct. So Lautaro Martinez with Benzema, with Vinicius, kind of Lautaro Martinez can be that player in the whole, or well, I don't know if Carlo kind of plays because back in the day he has played with 2 strikers up front.
Correct. Yeah. So again, even when discussing like the whole Haaland move and all that, figuring out how Haaland will fit because you can't rest Benzema. So so in that case also it would have to be a 4-4-2 kind of a situation only. So so you I don't know. It could be an interesting signing, but wasn't he going to Arsenal? I'm not sure actually.
नहीं वही है ना Arsenal again they need some as in a proper number 9. Lautaro is not a proper number 9.
No, he's not a proper number 9.
So second striker at best.
And if that is the no, I would rather like I said there is Gabriel Jesus or there is also Borja Mayoral who is like a Real Madrid player.
He's not a bad option. I think he has a good wide kind of play as well certainly but again people we are just ending the stream now hopefully पता नहीं यार मुझे तो मैं wait कर रहा हूँ for just the news and that's why I'm kind of taking a lot of questions compared to usual as well trying to लेकिन अगर मैंने miss कर दिया questions apologies I will try and take as many questions as possible but you can always prioritize on Almighty Blues FC with a super chat अगर आप afford कर सको if not we will come back to those questions later on I have started and kept for the future but yes people do hit that subscribe button अगर आपने नहीं किया on both our channels Almighty Blues FC Almighty Sports Plus we are very close to 3 on Almighty Sports Plus and ये subscribe target जो आप देख रहे हो वो Almighty Blues FC के लिए which is your channel as well and let's get up the likes people certainly helps because I am guessing there's something that you not liked about the stream इसलिए likes आज काफी कम है तो if that is the case bring it on like please share feedback हमारे DMs are always open so it's Almighty Blues FC on Twitter on Instagram Same way, you go on Instagram, give a follow to Bombay Penia. They are doing a lot of work. Trust me. So please do give them a follow. In the description, you can find the first couple of lines. Their link is also there, the Insta handle. That'll be great. But Dhenuka, we have to end the stream.
Yes.
Before that, what are your final thoughts? Any final thoughts coming? Like, Arey bhai, this is something that I am expecting in the game, and I'm like, are you the underdog? Or probably you say, nahi, yaar, we are definitely there. Liverpool ka treble is not happening. Which kind of side are you sitting on?
No, no. So I think given the season that Liverpool has had this time around, and everybody anyway like doesn't want Madrid to win, because the narrative is always like, "Arey itna jeet chuke ho, abhi kya hai?" So unless you are definitely on one side or the other, I would say that this would be we would be the underdogs, because even going into the other games, right? When it was PSG, they were like, PSG is going to throw Madrid out. Then it was Chelsea, and they said Chelsea will throw Madrid out. And then Man City, they said, oh, Man City has had the best season ever. There's no way Real Madrid is going ahead. So if you see that narrative, Real Madrid is definitely the underdog here, because again, Liverpool has had a fantastic season in the Premier League, and they will start off as favourites, I think.
Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. और यार that has been a tactic of Carlo as well. And talking about tactics, यहाँ पर एक question था about Danny Ceballos possibly playing an important role. Why not? मतलब
Why
they
not?
might
Yeah.
just as in crowd the midfield in last few minutes. You never know, and it might be the other way around. जो Real Madrid करते आ रही है to teams, maybe Liverpool would want to do. So it is really tactically interesting जो होता है. But again, people, thanks a lot. I know almost what 1 hour 15 minutes हो गए. Great chat, everyone. Just watch the game. If you're a Madrid fan, enjoyed. Liverpool fan, enjoyed. Neutrals enjoyed. And Chelsea fans will be back next season. Don't worry about that. Dhenuka, thanks a lot for coming on, and wish you all the best.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
चलो take care. Okay, bye. Yeah, as in before leaving, मैं भूलूं नहीं से पहले बोल देता हूँ हम वापस live है. We are live right exactly 1 hour from now. So 9:15 p.m. on Almighty Sports Plus जो आप देख रहे हैं layout. That is the channel. Yes, we are doing cricket watching for the second half, and we'll be reviewing the first half जो हो रहा है अभी चल रहा है RCB और RR का game. But we have Manchester United fans in the house, so we'll be discussing their season as well and a lot more transfers. So see you there.